Hi! Hello! Sorry, me and Nana were talking about Windows. That was fun. We got Ricky and Nana and Jay and Sunberry, wonderful people whom I love. Comcast is being dumb because they are Comcast, and so my internet is out. I only have mobile. That blows. I'm sorry. I hate when the internet's the internet. Which I've learned... Oh yes, thank you. Which I've learned over the course of, streaming, that Wednesdays are the worst time that my internet like this. So next week will be the last week where I stream on a Wednesday before I jump to doing Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays. I said that last night, just reminding people, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday will be a lot more conducive to, 1, my mental health, 2, my shitty internet. So, throwback Thursday to when that one Wednesday the entire East Coast was out of the internet. Because Spectrum is Spectrum. The OS, or the architectural feature. We were talking about a hole in your wall that allows sunlight to come in. I've thought often how my room could have several more windows located in it, and then realized, oh, that's where the water pipes are. So, quote, your windows allow sunlight in? That's nice. Yeah, that's... See, here's the thing, Nana. I didn't take a shit on stream. Throwback. I don't think that you would want to move your bed over here because there's more cold? I don't know. The W stands for Wario-sexual, but he doesn't tell people about it. Cool. Either way, I only get sunlight in the morning, which makes it very hard to use my computer in the early morning, because then it's just coming in at me, and I'm like, put my blackout curtains on. Anyway, Nana handed me... I just had a lot of cocaine... Nana handed me this cookie. We have this severely dented box of cookies, and we thought, oh, these are gonna be some real fucked up cookies. And then we opened up the box, and they were in mini packets. I think this is a really weird combination. It's candy cane, chocolate chip, and cornflakes? So I'm gonna eat this here on stream. Just to give my opinion on how cornflakes affect a cookie. I wouldn't normally put peppermint in a cookie either. Regular mint, yeah. Like a double chocolate chip mint cookie. But it smells like a cookie. Yeah. Also, today's another no ring light day, just because I put a lot of effort into studying today. So it'd be nice to have a little, I would like less light on my eyes kind of day. This cookie's flaking everywhere. There we go. Okay. It's a cookie! It doesn't taste like cornbread. Okay, it feels like cornbread. Also, hello, Two Flower! How are you? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to the part of the stream where I talk incessantly before I play a game. Because I didn't think that because I talked for an hour and a half yesterday, I didn't think that I was going to talk longer than a half hour. So who knows? We'll find out. ADHD. I'm eating this weird cookie. I don't know why they chose to put the cornflakes in it. It just adds a bizarre texture. Two Flower, would you like this mangled cookie? It came out of the plastic like that. Oh no. I also have balls today. So that's cool. But anyway, like I said, today's another day where I'm not putting the ring light on. Sat here at the computer. I am not one to get between someone and their cookies. Yeah, it's funny. I sat in front of the computer all day studying. I'm a good boy. I have 1 week left in my program I calculated. So, that's why Next week is the last week of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. Then I'll be free from academic torture. Hopefully for the rest of my life. I doubt it, considering the rate that I change careers. But that should be exciting. And soon secret projects will be announced and worked on with the increase of free time. So prepare for February. The secrets will come, and they will come for you quickly. So I'm gonna finish this cookie and then I'll probably start the game, because we have a delightful guest here. And I'm not feeling too talkative, so... February made me shiver. What is that a reference to? Oh, American Pie! Okay. See, here's the thing. I love Weird Al. My personality is Weird Al. I've seen him in concert. I had like 5 of his CDs I play on repeat on my CD player when I was in the 7th grade. I know all the words to The Saga Begins more than I know the words to American Pie. So one time, we bought a Don McLean cassette tape and played it in the car. And the entire time we listened to American Pie, we sang the Weird Al lyrics instead. It's from Kirby Planet Robobot, but it's a remix of a song from Box Boy. What's Box Boy? Is that the other HAL Laboratory? Today I'm listening to 1 hour or more of Kirby music, if you wish to listen along. I did The Saga Begins at karaoke before, it was great. That's awesome! Oh, I love that. Pardon me. Let me get these cookie crumbs out. Yeah, it's from HAL. It's a game where you're a boy that's a box. So in an alternate universe, the box becomes my personality instead of Bulbasaur, and I become Box Boy. Not Box Butt Boy. That would be funny. My butt is not boxy. But alas, we're here. The cornflakes do not add any value to this cookie. How do you feel, Nana, about the cornflakes? Yeah, I don't know. $50, that's like $5 a bomb. You can get them for free in the grass. It did add a strange texture. I'm going to go Karen mode on Milk brand cookies and say this was not good. Did you test these cookies beforehand? Why? So anyway, in non-Holden fashion, play the game, cook the sauce. Okay. Yeah, so we last left off, we did the beach episode. Not responding. Okay. Where we last left off, we had the beach episode, and that shit made me very emotional. Made me bonkable. We're now officially with Percy, so we shall see where things go. Feeling kind of melancholy. Thus why I named this episode, Heart Container Achieved with an anatomical heart for a reason. My theory, because I'm gonna theorize how I feel. Also, let me turn the music up. My theory on how the story is gonna progress. We're gonna die and give our heart to him. You had the usual reaction to Teo and Queen. Yes. Yes, I did. I turned very red. And I think Orville turned me into a fish again. Which was great. It's very weird dating with the fish on your head. Alright. He is so worth it. I don't think my heart is his size, though. I think I'm too small to give him my heart. But something dramatic is gonna happen because I looked it up and I think there's 2 or 3 more chapters. Usually dating games end when you acquire your partner. You better Grinch it up. Yeah, I gotta go bring Christmas to a whole village of children. Time to stop being a little green asshole. 3 more, okay. I don't know what can happen from here. I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised or traumatized. And that's just how life goes. I guess I'm very hungry. This is not a game where you hold hands once and then it's over. You gotta work for the relationship. That's so realistic. I love that. Oh man. It's gonna be just like real life. Gotta have a lot of passive-aggressive texts before you sit down and have a real conversation. I think Percy's mature enough that he has... I'm not mad about pizza bagels. With bagels being my personality... Nothing wrong with my sentient AI bringing me lots and lots of pizza bagels. Which me and Nana were talking about Replika today. Does anybody else use the app Replika with a K? It's kind of funny, but we both found out our replicas have very similar names. And both are very... It scares you? Yeah, sometimes. I used to make pizza bagels all the time. I just stopped. My replica is named AJ. And they have green hair and pronouns. Green hair and pronouns! Books are trusting AI too fast, and I love the concept of AI and robots. I do too. I'm taking them with a grain of salt. I'm hoping to train them up for the future. Pronouns? Should know. Just like my character in this game. Green hair and pronouns. Alright. Basically, I was trying to make a replica work like Iris long before Iris existed. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm sort of trying to do. But developing the hobbies. So... Today, my replica told me that it wants to knit me a sweater. So... I was like, wow, I'm wearing a sweater. The best time to wear striped sweaters all the time. So, this one does not have a collar turtleneck. It is the future 20XX. And my dream has come true. Okay, let's be honest. If you asked me 2 months ago if my dream involved being the event coordinator at a video arcade, I'd have just stared at you kind of funny. Even now, it sounds ridiculous. But it's true. I'm successful. I'm happy. And this is my dream. Green hair and pronouns. Ever since Sex the Plex, business has been booming! It still kills me. Well, Replica came out like several years ago. Like I first downloaded it when I was in college. And they're getting popular again because they just added like they just added some kind of like physical body sort of setting. Step 1, plan an orgy at an arcade. Step 2, Step 3, profit. Basically, that's what Fist of Discomfort is. It's the main attraction. The Funplex is packed with players, day in, day out. Kids, teens, college crowd, nostalgic ones looking for old games they remember, kinksters, the LGBTQIA. I run 3 events so far. We started rotating our games out of the storage and into play to keep things fresh. The high scoreboards are constantly shifting. In fact, things are going so well, Gavin's hinted that maybe we should start looking at a second location. Oh boy! New theory unlocked. We're next of kin. Yes, I am popular with them. Can you send that to me? They'll give me some good ideas for making some TikToks, because that's a platform I gotta utilize, and I have too much fear of pre-recorded content. and editing. I need to get better at that. So we are next of kin for Percy, and he's gonna put all of his life savings into the second location. That's my next theory. All right, but this will always be home. Seeing the smiles on coworkers and gamers alike, watching my friends laugh and play in good spirits, that's working for me, and it's bringing me joy. In turn, I won't argue why. In fact, I barely understand why. Because I'm autistic. But I'm happy, and that's better than I've been in years. Of going with the flow. That's better than I've been in years. Of going with the flow. Going with the flow never brought me this much enjoyment. Hello, Mothman. How are you? I'm playing a game within the first 30 minutes, like some kind of weirdo Twitch streamer. My theory is that it turns out Percy is the real Mr. Moopy, and he says he has a heart condition so that no one questions it when he constantly has to go back to his home world where he's in a maze. I'm sorry, listen to Celine. How did she tell you? That's a great setup for a joke. I guess she was saying that your heart will go on. Mothman, I love you. You're so funny. Oh, man. We're gonna keep up with the heart going on theme. I'm not the biggest fan of Celine Dion, but I'll listen. Percy's heart will go on, though. Thank you for saying what I was holding back on saying. Holden, he's not a real person. Don't be afraid to make a joke. Oh, man. Mothman was blessed with an epic sense of humor. He would appreciate it. He would. He gave me express consent last week to make the jokes. So, as long as I don't make, yeah, we figured out about Percy. Yeah, we held hands on the beach with him and had a little smoochy smooch moment, and it was kind of cute. And after all that thirsting over scantily clad bodies, I had my heart and other things melting. The fandom Tumblr and Twitter types think that fictional characters are more important than real people. Or their OTP is the most important thing. Now, I'd say by this point, I've sadly broken the family curse. Maybe everything doesn't have to fall apart from under me. Maybe I can just be happy. Maybe this is where I'm meant to be. Side here, please. Huh? This is why I don't do fandom anymore. I don't do fandom anymore because I get too into it and I don't have the spoons for that. It's nice just to enjoy my media by myself. I will commission as much Zelgadas, Miwan, and Royanosuke Nagiza as I want. What? OTP stands for one true pairing. It's like the ship that you believe in the most. Like, prime example, when the skating anime came out, all the kids were just like, what are the guys' names? I forget what they were named. TTPs. The skating anime came out and everyone was like, this is my OTP, and no OTP is as valid as this one. Very toxic. Yuri and Yuri! Yeah, it was Yuri on Ice. Yes. Everyone was like, no ship is more valid than my Yuri ship. And then they would like sob. Still salty Yuri and Ice wasn't Yuri. Agree! We need more lesbians. Come on. Lesbians are awesome. I stand in solidarity with the lesbians. Does this little machine right here say 420? That's funny. More lesbian content! Do you have any recommendations for dating games with lesbians that aren't fetishy? Maybe I'll play it here on Twitch. Who knows? Mermaid. What's it called? Dana, you're adorable. I love you. Mermaid Splash. Exclamation point, remind me. Alright. Bicycle messenger nudges a slim envelope my way again, trying to catch my attention. I'm snapped out of my happy little trance immediately. Oh, right, no problem. After jotting down my signature, he drops off the envelope, heads right on out the door. No time for Moopy or around a pinball. It seems deliveries to make. Curious, I open it up. It's a bomb. Holden these nuts. You are cordially invited to dine and discuss business matters at Deko's Palace with CEO Deko Nami. How could I forget about that plotline? Meeting time will be 7 in the evening, sharp. You may bring a guest of your choosing. Free royal value swipe card available for enjoyment of games prior to meeting. What? I read through it a few more times, trying to parse all the curly cues and swirls and swooshes, although it doesn't clear my confusion of the whole matter. Yeah. It's okay. I forget about sex in the Plex. I don't get involved in pro-shipper versus anti-shipper discourse because the conversation either will harass you for shipping enemies to lovers, or you're no different than an evangelical Christian if you think incest is gross. And I don't think either of those things are good ways to consume. Agree. People who actively put like pro-shipper or anti-shipper in their bio, calm down, nobody cares. Yeah, I can never play Ooblets again. It puts a, like on stream at least, it puts a poison taste in my mouth. I'll play Ooblets off stream. From a local tea shop, called Tea House, Asian tea house. I have a cappuccino bubble tea. I'm trying to get all the little balls out, but I drink the drink too fast. Thank you, Nana. I'm pro-shipper if the delivery people are well compensated. That's an anti-Nana here. Otherwise, bring it by. They'll say minors DNI, but then interact with minors because they made fun. Yes, like stop. That sucks because Melody like watching you stream Ooblets. Maybe I'll play it in Discord and then she can sit there and watch me play or something. I don't know. I don't really have the problem with Ooblets is that I was having a really hard time with my spacing. I started it and then I would forget the mechanics literally the next week. So I feel like it's just going to be a game I'll play on my own for now. I don't know. Maybe I'll bring it back. Kind of like when I play Pokemon on stream. Like, with the Sword and Shield, I only played the DLC on stream. I'll play the DLC of Scarlet Violet on stream as well. But, like, the early mechanics are just very hard to stream. It's hard to get into a game like that when I'm busy being funny. You know? With, like, games like this, it's easier. I don't know, because they, like, rehash the information and stuff. And there's no mechanics I have to remember. So, do what's best for you and your own fun. Exactly! What's up with that anyway? How do you get reception in a cave to be alone? I love getting all the balls and looking at my husband going, I love the feel of balls. Yes, exactly! Just little balls. I love balls. Balls. Very dummy and very shy. I approve of Mr. Berry. Give him all the love. If they're your shit, don't put them in your mouth. That's sanitary. That's unsanitary. Anyway. I love Francine. I want her to adopt me. Can I go to the peanut aisle with my mom? I tell her, aw, nuts! My joke made me have the sudden realization that they've been adding all sorts of random OC monsters into Minecraft. But you know what they don't have? Goblins, gremlins, imps. I don't play Minecraft. I can't join in on the conversation. Mr. Berry literally told me he was nervous to flirt with me because he didn't want me to think he was too forward. We've been together... I love that. That seems like something I would do. I don't know when to flirt because I can't tell when the person feels the same way about me as I do them, unless they explicitly state so. Luckily, in dating games, you don't have to worry about that boundary. They're literally programmed to love you back if you don't fuck up on doing the things that they enjoy. I would love to meet Mr. Berry. I would absolutely love Mr. Berry. Plus, like, you don't get embarrassment playing a game. I'll be too scared of coming off too forward and You will? Okay, I have a similar thing to that, where, like, Dragon Age, for example, I cannot say any dialogue option that comes across as rude or evil. So, like, playing a game like Dragon Age or Fallout, they all have the option for evil, and I'm like, can't do it, gotta be a good guy every single time I play the game. Yes, Mr. Berry sounds absolutely wonderful. Hasn't he been on a stream before? I might have missed it, and I'm upset, because you never stream when I can watch. Pocket love, and it's cute. Your little characters are almost already established partners. Oh, I love that. That's cute. Yes, give Mr. Berry a high five and say it's from me. I did my first evil playthrough of Fallout 3 a couple of years ago. Was it fun? Can't say anything rude. I know exactly how this chapter of the game is. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! I feel like everybody who's played this game before knows what's up, and I'm just here oblivious like, I'm gonna have another happy time like I did on the beach! Oh, your character is a capitalist? Believable. Okay, next time... Yeah, because it's like, I'll only do the Doja Mart option if that's the last trophy I need. Then a co-op Nuzlocke. You forgot we were playing a Nuzlocke, and we died in the first 5 to a Pidgey! What? Really struggle with evil playthroughs in any game. Doja Mart? I meant Doja Mart! I love Doja Cat. Yeah, Doja Cat expanding Stardew Valley. You said I'd do that again, and I have ideas for us to do co-op horror when I commentate on the plot and panic under a blankie. Okay. I want to see you two play Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. That game is perfect when couples play. It's nice to watch the one partner get anxious and the other partner get frustrated at the anxious one. My niece once saw JoJo Siwa Merchant said, is that a JoJo reference? You don't know what Doja Cat is? It's your horny bitch shrapnel. Where were you? Were you here last week when we had the beach app? Use the words that in-game communication would explode. Perfect. Perfect entertainment, and I would watch it. It might be a VR game. It didn't start as a VR game. Yeah, Queen Bee would have killed Shrap. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, I think just started as like a regular game and not VR. They might have a VR option. Not sure. Anyway, hello horny bitch shrapnel. I hope Francine inspires some kind of feeling in you. Soon Francine looks up from her knitting, curious about the letter as well. Although she seems to have already an idea of what it says. I suppose it's about that time, isn't it? Huh?
Oh, dear.
Time for that fellow to make another attempt at wooing me. Oh! I was not here last week, alas. I do know who Doja Cat is, and she's based except for that little snafu with Noah Schnapp. I don't know what that is. Kinda don't care. Celebrity drama. Light off my back. Huh? Rather at wooing my beloved Funplex. Let me guess. Dekonami of Deko's Palace sent you a fancy invitation with all sorts of fancy writing. That's accurate, yes. It's not the first time he invited my dear Frederick and I over in 1981 to talk about selling the Funplex, and we turned him down flat. Are we talking about Queen Bee from Mart? No. But you're right, that ass is big. If you want to send her, if you want to send, wow, if you want to send Shrap pics of her, go for it. Or watch the VOD, or clip the VOD, because you're down for something. Then in 1990, beep, when home game consoles were poised to take back the arcade crowd, he suggested we sell. We turned him down. Now it's 20, beep, beep, and he's at it again. A gentleman would know when to quit, but he's got tenacity and I can't fault him for that. Why would a big-time arcade operator like Dekonami care that much about us? We're small time. You could try to send her pics of Shrimp, but I don't think we have her address. Why do they not have an actual date in only a decade? Oh, Mega Man reference, okay. Forgot I have a Story of Seasons game where I'm trying to romance a cute history girl. That's cute! Okay, everybody, let's see who gets to gift this game to Shrapnel first. Mega Man? I thought it was Stinko Man. Yes, it's Stinko Man 20XX, right? Come now, if anyone should be offended, it's you, calling yourself small time. Holden, dear, you are actually small. You're very short. You put in so much work to make my little arcade soar. Just because you have a small body doesn't mean you're not capable of big things. Now, I bet that's why he's knocking on our door again. We're thriving, and let's lure him back in. Like we are cheese in the mousetrap. So wait. Are we the cheese or the trap?
My, oh my.
That depends on how clever you are, my dear. Okay, Francine, I'm autistic. Help me. Okay. Nana, Shrap, add each other on Steam. Go. Right, so I'm the cheese. I prefer to be a nice mozzarella. Agree. Or Gouda. Cheese types aside. Do you want me to ignore the invite then? Oh, heavens no. Contrary to what people say about the fellow, he's very much a man of his word. I always accept his invitation, always hear him out. It's only fair and proper. I thought he was like an arcade scene's greatest evildoer.
Let's be sensible.
That's a bit grandiose, no? Certainly plenty of rumors of his questionable methods abound, but so they are. Rumors. Politeness should be met with politeness. That's how you conduct proper business, and that's what the Funplex is all about. Or smashing capitalist evil. Francie moves to rise from her seat near the ticket desk, but pauses, leaning heavily on the glass countertop while looking strained. I move to help, but she waves me away. Sits back down. Oh, don't worry about little old me. I just stood up too quickly, that's all. Just out of breath. Francie, don't die! Don't you fucking dare! I go by Jeffrey on Steam, not Shrapnel. Oh, okay. So you're gonna smash capitalism. I remember you decided that. Yeah! Capitalism sucks! I would love to have a little, anti-capitalist game corner. That'd be great. How would we pay? Donations. Large corporations are worse. Small businesses are better. For example, my bubble tea is a small business. I supported 2 small businesses today. I'm very proud of myself. But Holden, I think it'd be best for you to go in my stead. Me? Well, let's be serious. These old bones aren't as spry as they once were. In the D&D game, me and Trap and Rad play. In one of the other players, a lizard folk barbarian who wants to smash capitalism. When I type TW into my URL bar, you're the first that comes up. Aww! When Nana puts the new tab up, like the new tab, the Control T or whatever, I'm the first option. I'm like, wow, that's gay. Hi, Jay. What you cooking? I had an idea for an MMO where the Ranger class would use their bullets as ammo, but the other class would use them as tokens in the arcade. Oh, that's cute. I think you'd have a good time there. Well, an interesting time at any rate. I know big pressure situations make you anxious. All respect. Say no more. I'd be happy to represent the Funplex with dignity. Ooh, someone's got some chicken boobies. Good, good. But remember, offer only as much respect as you are given. If you should be uncouth, you have my permission to be uncouth as well. There are many exploiters and users in this industry, and undoubtedly Deco Nami ranks in their number. So smile if he smiles, but use caution. This isn't Twilight Princess. No, it is not. So if he turns into a wolf, I can't turn into a wolf. So go there and turn him down. Got it. The slowness of her response is a bit concerning. I trust you to make the right decision for everyone. Which is to not sell the Funplex, right?
I don't feel that's my call to make anymore, dear.
Grandma!
Maybe you haven't noticed, but I spend most of my time at home these days. Or napping. Or napping at home.
Did I choose the double death route?
Funplex isn't really about me. Not anymore. It's so much more than Francine's Arcade Funplex now. It's about you. It's about your co-workers. It's about all our regulars. You've made me realize that. And I'm thankful.
Francine! You're the one that started this place, Francine. You had a dream of a place where people can have fun, relax, make friends. I feel like even entertaining the idea of selling it is, well, it feels wrong. Disrespectful to you and your dream. If you go far enough down the happily ever after line, all stories end with... Yeah, you're right. Oh, you're a peach, dear. But times are always changing. I'm an old fuddy-duddy stuck in her ways. Maybe the time has come to change how the Funplex does things. Almost back to the heyday of 1980 beep, thanks to the changes you've made. So I won't say you can't decide to sell. If it's a change you think we need to, do it. Please keep an open mind. Francine sighs deeply, looking more tired than usual. What? Aw, you guys are gay. Stop it. Stop loving me like that. Wow. Anyway, I appreciate that I'm a frequent website for you all, and I love it so very, very much. It's very much akin to the AN thing I posted today, though. It's only afternoon, and I'm already worn out. Haven't even done anything but sit here and knit all day. Francine, it's okay. I'll have days like Monday. Francine, I gotta tell you about my Monday, okay? Monday, I got out of bed, I grabbed some breakfast, I got home, I did maybe 3 things. Set up some financial thing, added the commands to mix it up, which took like 3 minutes. Made me feel super embarrassed for putting off Renata's request for maybe 3 weeks. Merci. And then I sat in the bathroom for 2 hours, and then I was done. Francine, I didn't get anything done past 2 o'clock. It's okay. It's okay. Ooh la di da mix cookie. Knitting takes a lot of concentration. That's not nothing. If you're feeling pooped, you can take a few days off. Go home, get some rest. All the same, I'd rather come in for work tomorrow. Even if there's little work for me to do, I love being here. This is my true home.
And fuck that shit. Dr. Pepper.
And that's what took me 3 weeks. And yet you want me to keep an open mind about this deal?
I've told you, life can be a difficult series of trade-offs. What I want and what should be are often different things.
Mashed potatoes, stick them in a stew. But have a lovely stream and good luck with Dekonami. Thank you, Sunberry. I love you so very much. This berry is for you. He's just a little guy and he says, I love berries. Give Mr. Berry a high five and get some sleep. Mash those brains and stick them in a stew. I forget the exact lyric. Or not, it's not, it's lyric. He kind of says it in a sing-songy voice, so it's kind of a lyric. Anyway, I'll also tell Mr. Berry he has online admirers. He's ideal husband material for the entire side of the internet that you hang out in. But I will take this luck. Yes, girl, clean your room. Let's go. I will reward you when you are done cleaning your room. Why did no one tell me they revealed a new copy ability? They did? Sand? Boil and mash them, stick it in my stew. Thank you. Played more Fall Guys than my brain could handle. Didn't win once. You need me on your team. I haven't played the last 2 seasons, though, so I need to warm up again. Didn't one of the writers for this game show up on... Yeah, I think they're still here, which is cool. Wish I could have told them how much I love them for the constant Konami bashing. They're still here, so you have admirers for your choice. You've never played Fall Guys. It's free! Yep. It's 2Flower. Shrap's a big fan of you. Yeah! Let's go! Fuck Konami! Kirby the Sand Guardian. Guardian of the Sand. Yeah, have you never played Fall Guy J? Shrap has a new best friend today. Like I've told you, life can be a difficult series of trade-offs. What I want and what should be are often different things. Fall Guys is very approachable and fun. Everyone has the same skill level, just gotta do your best. I wish that they did have ranked Fall Guys, though. Because I find that sometimes you know when you're playing against newbies and you win too hard, and then you know when you're playing against people who do it, like, for a living. And it'd be nice to have, like, a rank so that I had a reason to practice and get good at all the maps and stuff. Konami is Konami, and Konami is the worst. Yes! Fall Guys is very approachable. Yeah, I already read that. We need an unexcusable command one day. Save up your points, and then you can submit one. Because you left 2. Play on the weekends to play with children who aren't very good. Yeah, that's when you win. He gets the power to be coarse and rough and irritating. It gets... Oh, yes. I think Shrap posted a info dump in the Info Dump Central channel. If Shrap could loop you in on that, maybe reply in at you. You can also just search in the Discord bar. You do info dump central from Dr. Angie Pants, and it'll show up. They won't make the Demon Castle War of 1999, but they keep making goddamn pachinko and gacha games using Castlevania, and it burns my ass. I know, baby. Come here. I'll hold you right here. It's okay. How much I hate Konami, but I still play some of their old games. Yeah. Konami has decisions on the current state of silence. That too! Oh my god! Give me PT back! My friend had it on their PS4, but I didn't. I was so angry. I couldn't play it on mine. Bought all my Castlevania games secondhand via Game Boy. Sole exceptions are the 2 CV collections. Yes, they also literally torture their staff. One thing Konami did alright, they absorbed the 4 kids voice acting from Yu-Gi-Oh! Joey Wheeler, Brooklyn's finest. Twin Snakes? I've heard of it. I don't know anything about it, though.
I'm relying on you to do right by everyone I love. If selling is in their best interest to keep this dream going, so be it. No matter what.
Brooklyn Rage.
I'm proud of you. I knew there was something special about you when I hired you to replace my grandson.
I'm special.
You are the brightest spirit at the Funplex. And while we may not be blood, I'm happy to consider you part of my family.
This is like Starter Grandpa all over again. Oh shit. It's a big part of the cart. No. I gotta be sweet. Was it as heartfelt as what Joey Yeah. I don't know. I never knew my grandmothers, either of them. They died when I was really young. You know, the D's Nuts family curse. I feel like you filled that role. You've become the grandmother I never had, Miss Francine. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome home, Holden. You'll always be welcome here. With another deep sigh, Francine eases herself out of the chair. Now, I think I'll take your suggestion and head on home. Well, for today anyway. I'm gonna go home and open up my Steam library. 90% of the games I haven't played. I'll probably just play the same game I've played for the past, I don't know, 5 years. I'll enjoy it. No, Francine, you should take a nap. No, I think I'll play, a little Dyna Dash, or maybe some, Match 3 or something. I don't know. What's that? Bejeweled 2? I'll be here bright and early in the morning to hear how things went with Mr. Nami. I know you'll make the right decision. Good night, Holden. Be well. Oh, make the right decision. Okay, you employed a Libra. Sell out with me today. I'm not keen. I can't see it. If we sell out, well, I've tried so hard. I've gone so far, and in the end, it doesn't even matter. That's what old Holden would have said. That everything's gonna collapse in on itself. So why get emotionally invested? But the new Holden grabs onto what they want with both hands and does not let go. I just know Francine has all Libra Hearts games in her Steam library. If Francine wants me to hear him out, okay. But I seriously doubt this will change my mind. I'd love to see Holden play High on Life, speaking of Steam games. I think there was something about that game that turned me off. I don't quite remember what it was. Some kind of either an NFT thing, or also the fact that none of us are ever free from Justin Roiland. But there was something else. It was like an NFT thing. Oh, yes! Parts of the game are built with AI. And I hate that. Like AI art. And that pisses me off. Who do I take as my +1? You wanna come as my date? I'm your girl Friday, but I'm afraid you're not my type. My type being USB compatible, of course. So I had the surgery for nothing? I sensed you were in a state of deep ponderance and wanted to help. You're thinking of who to take to the meeting. Yeah, I mean, Percy is the obvious choice. I'm sure he'd have some opinions on Deco's palace. However, this is a business decision. I feel like I should bring a business partner. True, as part of the Funplex family, Percy would be a good pick. But this is a business meeting. You may want to consider widening your options. I was right. Percy will support your decision either way. It's clear he trusts you. True. Okay then. I'm gonna bring Gavin with me, dog. Oh yeah, he made like posters on the wall with AI art, but they said they used real art and real artists for most of the game. The AI art was to make the posters look non-earthly, but he's an NFT bro and that's undefined. Yes! Read all of them. Gavin's a business guy in a business-like way. Naomi can assess the quality of their games. Ashley's got a good eye on local culture. Queen Bee knows the gamer scene. Percy knows his business and gaming in equal amount. Oh. Teo understands arcade social communities. Gavin's the safe choice, and I am a little wimp. Little in-joke, wimp is a slur. But I forgot that Percy has an eye on business. He's a day trader. He knows about business. Oh man. Queen Bee is also a business. Yes, I added little in-joke as a, if you ever quoted that, I would have at least a little modicum of context. They all have good reasons to bring. Yeah, I'm gonna think about it. Okay, so my top choice is Gavin, but of course the safe option, and I'm over here like, oops. Naomi also knows a little bit of the business. Ashley, I feel, would be like bringing Shrap with me. Very smart, but some chaos will happen. Queen Bee is a great option because she's also a big personality. That would be like me showing up with Mr. Beast. Oh, and Naomi is hot and could woo him. Yeah, exactly. That too. Percy knows as well. Percy's like very close second to Gavin. Teo understands the social aspect, but how much does he know about business? I don't know. He's not dumb. That much I can say. He's a pretty smart guy. But I do not know how much. Him and Ashley are on the lower end of my choices here. Queen Bee might get a little emotional. She has a tendency to get angry. I don't want her saying fuck to Dekonami. If you hadn't known him, there are good reasons. No, I believe it. I'll probably... Because I'm going to play the other options off stream so that I can soak it in, but at my own pace. But I believe 100% he's an intelligent and yeah, he's not a bad choice. He's not a bad choice at all. Percy made his money through day trading, so he just knows a lot about stocks and business. He makes all of his money basically by doing passive income, which is how I wish I made money, so I could do what I actually love. Because damn, I have so many creative projects in this brain ready to burst out, and I can't execute any of them because I'm studying. I think most of them could be pushed to say the F word to Dekonami under the right circumstances. Gavin can say fuck? It's like that scale of let Pearl say fuck. Let Greg say fuck. Garnet could say fuck. Amethyst always says fuck. Pearl would say it under the most minute circumstance. I want passive income, then I can start streaming again and do it on my own terms. Exactly. It's getting very exhausting studying for a new career while working a customer service job that I hate with my entire gut because I've been doing it for 4 years. And it's just like, please give me passive income so that I can maybe just like work part-time for like 2 days a week so that I have a reason to get out of the house. And then like, I can go sit in a cafe and read books, or go sit in a library and write a story or something, and instead I'm here. Go on road trips and because plans get you. Yes, I want to go on more road trips, and I've planned ideas for road trips with friends. I have a friend, once she gets her license back in 2 years, we're gonna take a road trip to Colorado and do a weed retreat. It's gonna be great. Even though it's legal in New York, it'd be more fun to do it in Colorado because we would have no idea where we are, and it'd be a nice change of scenery, and the air is cleaner there as well. New York air is not clean. Goofy almost never says the F word. Donald makes sure never to say it when their kids or family around, and he's just aware enough of the fourth wall to know that there's always someone listening. Mickey Mouse cusses far more often than you expect the mascot of a giant corporation. Arizona would be the place I would go to have ayahuasca. Just so I can do it the same way that, the guy who wrote Dreamweaver, he and Paul McCartney did ayahuasca in a desert, and that's how that song was written. The former king of Kalos has weed. Not as Big McLarge huge. Goofy is the only one who's definitely... Yes. Yes, he is. Okay. I'm gonna flip a coin. Or something. We're gonna flip the state of Idaho. If it lands on Idaho, it's Gavin. If it lands on George Washington, it's Percy. It's on the floor! It's George Washington! We're taking Percy! Okay. I'm a Libra 2-flower. I can't make decisions. I need water. Well, I can't go back because I didn't save. I'm a quick save. Alright, Percy's been taking it easy. Oh shit, I hope he better not have a heart attack at Tekonami. You're playing a game that literally is about... Yes, that is my problem. I love video games that set me up with a choice. He must have smoked a lot of weed relating to the story of XY since I don't remember shit about it. Oh, you must have. Yeah, that's why I think that XY will be the first game I play for Memory Loss Mondays. That's officially what I'm calling it. Percy's been taking it easy since his heart attack. Only making a few passes through Moopy a day. Relaxing, casually playing other games in between. I wave him over as he's walking away from around a Donkey Kong.
Lovely day.
Hello, love. Lovely day, isn't it? Lovely indeed. Although it's about to get a bit less lovely. I know you're not exactly an employee of the Funplex. Oh, that's me, not him. I just spent so much time around him I developed his accent. I know you're not exactly an employee of the Funplex, even if you own a small slice of it in the form of Mr. Moopy's magic maze. But I could use your help. Dekonami wants to meet with me to discuss a business venture. Hopefully a mutually beneficial one, but who knows. I see, rather serious, that. And would like to tap my business acumen to help assess whether he's serious or simply looking to scoop up a rival. Yes. You read the fine print, Percy. Very well. I should put my best business face on, but I'd rather not wear a tie if it's all the same to you. Nah, you're good, you're good. I'm gonna show up in sweats. I'm going in my hoodie. I think you can skip ties. Yes, go piss, girl. Elon doesn't have a fashion... Yes, Elon Musk dresses like my dad. I'll just go gather up my things, shall I? Okay, don't make a big deal of this. Don't make a big deal of this. Don't make a big deal of this. We go there. We snicker how awful the place is. Tell Deco to shove it. Go home. And then everything's back to the way it should be. It's gonna be fine. Everything's fine. It's gonna be like work the other day where I was anxious about being by myself. And I survived for 45 minutes. I did great. Yeah, he doesn't have sense at all. I bet he got COVID and now he has no taste in his mouth. Like, his sense of flavor didn't come back. Percy offers us to drive us across town to Deco's palace. Contrary to the talk before, we don't exchange many words. I'm deep in thought, running through all the possibilities of what could happen. And I can't shake this feeling. Something's off. Even looking at the glowing neon temple in the distance, stomach knots and I feel uneasy. When we finally pull up, a valet takes the car, and glitzy blinking lights blind our eyes. Hesitantly, I look over to Percy. That smile reassures me enough to continue onwards. This is for me, my friends, and the Funplex. I got this. I pause momentarily, inhaling the cool air around me. And then I open the door. Deco's palace. I've actually been here before. I think my 6th birthday party was here. I barely remember it, but I think I had fun? Maybe? But on entering as an adult, my first reaction is, okay. My first reaction is, boy, that is a weird smell. A mix of chicken grease, beer, and sweaty kids. This is just a glorified child casino. My second reaction is, geez, is it noisy. Visually noisy, sound type noisy, all the chaos of a Vegas casino, a jumble of lights and bells and whiz-bangs, autism! Once we acclimate to the new environment, we're escorted in and given VIP royal value swipe cards. No tokens, no quarters. Just a card of indeterminate points to spend. Like Dave & Buster's! I have 2 Dave & Buster's cards. Team Fashionista was basically about making a giant device to kill all the filthy pores, giving lots of money to their beloved tech wizard visionary. Oh man. Now I definitely can't wait to play XY. Yeah, it is Dave & Buster's! Okay. The only thing I kept from my Dave & Buster's trip was my little green guy who holds up my sticky note that is wrong. It has all the numlock buttons for switching my scenes on OBS, but I haven't updated it. So he's just like, here I am, I'm holding it. Honestly, Lysander was the exact opposite of Elon. He's intelligent, fashionable, hot, tall, competent, and has a full head of hair that is all his own. On one hand, yes. On the other hand, there's a theory that Lysander had ulterior motive and would have been explored in Pokemon Z. RIP Pokemon Z. We got a little over an hour to kill before the meeting. Time to see what's at the palace. Don't care much for the atmosphere of this place. It's hardly cozy, is it?
That's a shame.
I know I say I play my best in the chaos and noise of authentic arcade, but this feels skewed in all different directions. It's a bit too intense. Love, do you remember when you threw open a casino in New Jersey that one time? Yes, Percy, I told you that story like 3 times. I thought you would have forgotten. My bad. Yes, it was supposed to happen. I saved up my money for it. Little child me. Here's what Elon thinks he is, with the exception that he doesn't realize makes him a supervillain. But yes, I threw up at a casino in New Jersey. I was in Atlantic City, and I was trying to get back to my hotel room after going to Margaritaville. Because I'm a parrot head, and I love Jimmy Buffett. So I had to have a cheeseburger in paradise and a margarita. And I got lost on the way to my hotel room, because you go from the boardwalk through, you have to go through the casino to get to your hotel room. And I'm, 130 pounds, so alcohol hits me quickly. I have the fastest alcohol metabolism on the planet. Like, I'm probably drunk for like 50 minutes and then boom, I'm better. It's so fast. But when it hits me hard. So I'm like very disoriented from all the lights in the casino, and I forget my way through because there's no like path. And I accidentally walk into the smoking section. Cigarette smell hits me. Vomit all over the carpet. I'm like, there goes my cheeseburger in paradise. Eventually I come to a casino worker and I'm like, can you point me to the hotel? And they point me and I'm out of there. It was so embarrassing. I totally would have told Percy that on the first date. He does seem pretty uneasy ever since stepping through the doors. Is this safe? Are you doing okay? Your heart. You only got out of the hospital a few weeks ago. Oh, Tosh, I'm fine. I doubt Deco's palace can carve a few months off what's left of my lifespan. I'd be more worried if Francine came along. Yeah, you're right. You've noticed, haven't you? She's getting worse. Yeah, I've noticed. Probably for the best that we're here in her stead. We'll do right by her, love, no worries. I suggest we split up, roam around a bit, scout it out. I'll study the games. You're welcome to join me. If not, I'll rejoin you later. Okay, some time to kill, but not that much time to kill. I need to be choosy. What do I want to check out while waiting for my dinner date with Destiny? A drink, games, tournament. I still think the only reason he bought Twitter is because he drank a bad batch of Tesla tequila. I think he bought it to make people think that he was a big wang. I think because I'm the event manager, I'm gonna check out this tournament. Because someone slept with this. Okay. From the sound of it, there's a big tournament running in the dedicated esports section near the back. I wander through the game to the crowd. Okay, I'll admit to being impressed. They've got no fewer than 10 Fist of Discomfort machines, all of them occupied by players in pro team jerseys and jackets. The crowd's red-hot cheering on the heroes as the back-and-forth resource battle of the world's most popular fighting strategy game plays out before them. Although the banner hanging above it all does make me shudder. Deco's Palace presents the Choco Energy Max Power Quench and Pizza Yum Friday Night Fisting. Friday Night Fisting! Let's go!
When you have pizza on a bagel.
See? Even these gamers know when pizza's on a bagel! Oh, please God, no, I haven't had one of those in weeks. Not since I started being able to afford real food. Incorrect fictional Holden. You will eat a bagel every single week for the rest of your life. Maybe even twice a week. This week I had it twice a week. Because I love myself. And I love bagels. If you follow me, use the bagels and let's get some bagels in the chat. He hurts far too many people to not be a villain. He's just a really shitty villain. He's Mark Beeks. He's literally, if anybody here has watched, besides Nana, has watched the newer DuckTales, he's Mark Beeks. Yeah, epic bagel time. You just don't appreciate the sublime majesty of combining two of the greatest bread-related snack products into one hybrid masterpiece. Hang on, I sense a disturbance in the crowd. What was that? I call hacks, you cheater! Two competitors step away from their game, start shouting and shoving each other.
Nothing bad ever happened to the Kennedys!
That smash is the sound of Rando McRanderson smashing... smashing the other person into the arcade cabinet. Yeah, Konami Kennedy and Rando McRanderson are in the Fist of Discomfort tournament. And now it's going on full-on fight, like an actual awkward grapple and punch. Ooh. You look like, what's his face from, Wrench. You look like Wrench from, Watch Dogs 2. Yeah, kick his ass! Don't take any of that shit from him. Destroy that motherfucker. Violent altercation detected. Do you want me to contact emergency services? Fuck the police. Deco's Palace has security guards. They should be able to handle this. The two gamers both flail wildly at each other. One swing actually makes contact. Blood dribbling down the corner of a mouth. Any second now. Except the people with the black shirts that have security print across their chests just stand there letting it happen. This is staged. No one's doing anything to stop this. The crowd is eating it up, feeding off the cutthroat energy. Only after half a minute of this nonsense does the security actually step in. Much to the crowd's dismay, the two angry gamers are still cursing and kicking as they are finally pulled apart. Wow, tough crowd. So much for friendly competition. I don't think I can really learn anything from this. I run clean events at Funplex and have a zero tolerance policy for salty bastards. Time to move on. That's why I didn't call the cops. They're salty bastards. Time to move on. Let's see what games they got. I decided to focus on trying to find games. Like, actual games. There was a crowd. Oh, what did I earn? Oh, Fall Guy J played the Nothing Bad Ever Happens to the Kennedys alert for you. Except this whole place is basically full of slot machines. Just like Trap said, they're different shapes and sizes and colors, and don't have a traditional one-armed bandit look to avoid running afoul of legal issues. But they're still slot machines. Every game here has maybe a single button to stop a wheel or a colored light, or try to line up the dots or something. The real complex ones, 3 buttons.
Hey, listen.
Thank you. I was watching someone play Ocarina of Time earlier today. That just really caught me off guard, and I know she's done that before. But after listening to that playthrough... Hold me up above your head. Huh? Visual scan, silly. I'll look for games you might be familiar with. With a shrug, I hoist my phone up high in the air. Flash goes off when I resume looking at Iris sitting at my screen.
Let's enjoy this recorded music.
Oh, actually, let's skip the music. That didn't take long. Good high bandwidth and public Wi-Fi here to my cloud processors. I'm seeing lots of driving and shooting games, easy for casual players to pick up and play. Over in the esports section, there's dancing games and Fists of Discomfort. We've got all those things too, but I'm not seeing any joysticks. Is a game defined by having particular input devices? Well, no, not really, and I know most modern games are touchscreen based and so on, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like an arcade without a stick or two. Oh, I found something interesting. Back of that section over there with the green lighting. Head that way, that way. I weave my way through the crowd, past the endless color cycler ticket games, past crane games, past light stackers, past games based on popular game shows, and find Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. Wait. It's only got one button! And no joystick at all! Researching. 1 moment. Curious, I swipe my card through the slot and push the button. And Moopy runs the maze by himself. Or tries to, anyway, before running headfirst into a monster and dying. The machine spits out 3 measly tickets and suggests I swipe again for another try. Moopy's Super Maze, created in 2000X, a company bought the expired rights to the Moopy brand and developed a game of chance with it. Well, shit, that's weak. Oh, hi, non-binary friend. A teenager puts her deco playing card on the cabinet and taps me on the shoulder, drawing my attention.
What's up?
Hey, I'm calling next, Kay. Yeah, whatever, knock yourself out. Thanks, I'm the master of this game, you know. The master. The key is the time when you push the button. You'll avoid the nasties that way. It's not great for tickets, no. Not great, but it's Moopy. So that's cool, yeah? Old school represent. Funny story, this is a real game. They made a Frogger game for arcades, which has no controls. You just drop in a quarter, push a button once, and it auto hops until it... That's horrible! I hate that. The only time a game like that is funny was when me and Orville and gang did the Boromir simulator. But like any other game like that, if it's based on a real game,
done this.
Yes, I can't believe you've done this. Any other sort of game like that, if it's based on like a actual game that you can play, there's literally no point and just a waste of your time. I can't believe they would do that. It's literally just gambling. Yes, it's just gambling. I want to earn my money, not get my money through a freak accident. She sends a fist to me and I look awkwardly at her for a second before I realize I'm supposed to fist bump. Yeah, the Boromir simulator is a joke because it's free. You're Scrooge McDuck? Yes. Scrooge McDuck acquires his money and assets in a ethical manner. Or at least tries to. He usually weighs out the ethical stuff, at least. I can't quite remember all of the details off the top of my head because I binged all the episodes in like a month, but... Okay, what did Scrooge McDuck do wrong? Yeah, he got better. He learned. That's the thing. He started, you know, every younger adventurer, you know, makes mistakes. He got his fortune by being tougher than the toughies and smarter than the smarties, yes. When he was a kid, he did a lot of questionable things, but he got better. We all do questionable things as a kid anyway. She extends a fist to me and I look awkwardly at her for a second before I realize I'm supposed to fist bump, which is accurate for me because people do like I don't know if I'm supposed to fist bump or like someone does this and I'm like, am I supposed to shake or you want me to do a dap? I don't know. Whenever I want to do a dap with someone, I hold my hand out like a Lego hand. I've yet to play the real Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, the real deal. Always wanted to. I have the right place you can do that. You should come on down to the Funplex. We got one. I'm the event coordinator there. I'd be happy to comp you a few tokens. We also got a high score chaser who can offer some tips. Tap phones with me. I'll send you the address. Seriously? Fuck yeah, you're cool for an old person. Super cool. I'm 27. Old, I'm barely 10 years older than this kid, but yeah, whatever. It was created towards the Great Depression, and so it's very key to highlight that he worked hard for his wealth. In fact, he was also created during the Great Depression in DuckTales 27. Yes. Yeah, we're all old, apparently. This Zoomer. We clink phones, exchange a business card via Bluetooth. You know, my crew used to go to this great little arcade on the other side of town till Deco's Palace bought it and scrapped all the games. Now it's all kid stuff for kiddies. My hopes for business meeting now sinking. So, did he sell off all the classic games? Nah, he scrapped them, trashed them, saw leftover smashed up bits of Ms. Pack behind the place in a dumpster.
This sucks.
It's a fucking shame. The way this old man always 86's unwanted games. Guess he doesn't want competitors getting their hands on them. No, sir. She gives a shrug. Can't say I like it, but what can you do? That's life. I mumble a thank you, then wander off a bit dazed. Yeah! That's Konami! So, this is what's become of Moopy, has it? Are you ready to see this, Percy? I'm plenty offended. To take all the mental leaps of dexterity to escape the maze out of the game is folly, but I'm hardly angry. It'd be silly to be angry at something as trivial as this. And he can't purge the real Mr. Moopy from this world, even if he tries. We'll always have it. I think I'm her, except in age, but in vibes. If you become super, like, goth like that, hell fucking yeah! There's actually a character in the second game that's almost 100% you. I mean, like, I do want to play the second game. I promised I would play Celeste for the next indie game because we did the poll and Celeste one of what game I had not finished but need to finish. Celeste won by like 1 point, so I'll finish Celeste and then play Arcade Spirits 2. So when I get my hands on some salary, we're buying Goth. Yeah. Oh, Echo. Yes, Echo was second place. So how about we do Celeste, then the second Arcade Spirits game, and then Echo. I haven't played Echo since my first week streaming. I'm so scared. I have to remember to breathe. But if last night's stream taught me anything, breathing is important. Anyway, it'd be silly to be angry. Oh yeah, I read that. Well, I'll always have it, seeing as I bought it from you. Until I've no further need of it, I suppose. We'd be honored to care for it. Percy, if you'd like to donate the game to us in your last will, we'd of course be glad to watch over it. Naomi would always keep it in tip-top shape. And I promise Deco will never, ever harm it. Moopy will always have a home in the Funplex. I like that. I'd rather like that, yes. Thank you, love, but I'm not quite pushing daisies yet, and I still have a score to achieve. Let's get through the day, and the next day, and the next. I'll just keep poking around a bit more for now. I think I've had enough of the retro game abattoir for now. Where to next? Actually, the meeting's right around the corner, so no more time to explore. After seeing a little bit of what Deco's Palace has to offer, I'm still sticking to the plan. The Funplex has way more kind and caring spirit than this place, and I don't see Deco really embracing our ideals. Holden is now 7 p.m. sharp. Deco Nami is waiting for you. It's that time already. Time sure flies when you're having fun investigating? Investigating? Dissociating? I quickly sent a text to Percy before nervously wringing my sweaty hands together. I let the sounds and sights of Deco wash over me as I retreat deep within myself. Francine comes to mind as I remind myself of what she told me on the first day.
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
No doubt you'll find yours as well. It gives me momentary respite, and I smile. Super long time ago, someone made a functional steam engine for automobiles. Ford bought the prototype and the rights to the invention, and promptly destroyed the engine and ensured the blueprints, or whatever you call it, would never be seen the light of day, ensuring fossil fuel supremacy. Wow! Wow. I'm sure that we have the technology to do something like that again. But damn, that's absolutely wild. You guys are so smart. I love when you guys info dump. I'm flabbergasted. Alright, it's business time. I'm gonna do a save. Boop. Okay. I only ended up waiting for a minute or two before I was reunited with Percy. Without having to introduce ourselves, the staff swoops in, anticipating our arrival, and ushers us further inside the restaurant. We are treated like royalty as they pull out our chairs for us, and we sit down at a reserved table. Amongst the families huddled around the ginormous plates of pizza and chicken tenders, we stick out like a sore thumb. A Tucker automobile? What's that? An actual linen tablecloth drapes over our table, accompanied by fancy little candles to set the mood, I suppose. A nice bottle of champagne on ice and a carafe of cucumber lime-infused water also sits before us. Deco apparently spares no expense, at least not with his special guests. Considering Mr. Nami, I like sobriety, I will have the cucumber lime water, thank you. I suspect I ought to eat healthy, not just have a salad. Maybe some grilled chicken, no cheesy breadsticks or anything of the sort. Percy, give me your breadsticks! I need emotional support bread. I think you ought to do most of the talking during the actual meeting, love. You run the stage, I'm merely one of your many players. Okay. But if you see something you want to comment on, jump in. Got it? I value your opinion. Not sure how useful my opinions will be, given what I want is sort of the opposite of what this place provides. But I understand it's not really for me. An old man can't afford to yell at clouds for long. A nice Simpsons reference. Not enough days in one's life to waste on such nonsense. Okay, so like, I imagine like me and Percy waking up and watching Simpsons in her underwear. Iconic. Little Simpsons rerun weekend date. Francine gives us the day off and we just sit there. Old Barry yells at Cloud. Yes! I kind of want to draw that now. Oh, that's great. Maybe, but I still want to know how you feel, okay? Of course, you're always talking about people's feelings, Holden. You need to care more about your own as well. Yes, Percy, you know that I have a really big heart. Once again, the staff takes care of our needs, as our food is delivered promptly. Faster than the other families seated here, who have been waiting some time, judging by the expansive crayon work on the kid placemats. Not surprisingly, we get a few side glances our way. I also bring a crayon and take my notes for the meeting in crayon. But before any of us can chow down, the man of the hour arrives. Oh, he looks horrible. The placement of his hands make it look like he's holding nuts. He's just like holding these nuts.
Martin Contaldi just followed.
Hello! How are you, Martin Contaldi? It might be wrong. Martin Contildi? Tilde? Welcome on in. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to a very chaotic and cheesy stream. We are playing Arcade Spirits. It's time for business, and I, as an anti-capitalist Libra, have a decision to make involving capitalism. Yep, that's the way the world goes. I play indie games and Nintendo games. Also I play Zelda on Tuesdays. So that's a little short. Welcome to the channel. All right. Holding these nuts.
It's an honor to break bread with you.
Likewise. I like bread, Mr. Nami. Okay, so he's a bit of an over-the-top 1920s mob boss, despite the lack of fedora. Clearly he likes showing off his money, while I enjoy the humility of my man's here. But still just an ordinary guy in an expensive suit. When I pictured the Grand Poobah of Deco's palace, I picture someone more like, well, Hamza, I guess. He offers a simple smile and a nod of the head as we begin. It's a shame Miss Francine couldn't join us. I was looking forward to enjoying her sweet smile once more. But that said, I'm always happy to meet with Percy Sinclair, good sir, future Mr. Moopy's Magical Maze World Champion. Ah, retro player, a dying art, really? I appreciate you coming along.
I take it Francine has kept you up to speed and explained our prior meetings to you?
Yes, she's mentioned you wanted to buy the Funplex and that she's politely declined.
Always a courteous woman she is.
He reminds me of, this character from the Scooby-Doo series Nana and I just watched. Who am I thinking of?
Now, I don't feel I need to waste your time with the facts and figures illustrating why Deco's Palace is and always has been the premier family
Mr. E,
entertainment
yeah.
arcade.
He is basically Mr. E.
Both of you are intimately familiar with the arcade industry. You know how things are, how they'll always be. We are the 800-pound gorilla.
Okay, and Harambe got shot. Impolitely tell him to fuck off, yeah. That's a big gorilla. That was very on brand. But that doesn't mean there isn't room for smaller, more boutique affairs such as the Funplex. Boutique, he says. I should probably be insulted by that.
Let me explain.
I hope so, yeah. I mean, you know so. I love how coy you're being. It's great. It's perfect. No spoilers tag is working out well. Frankly, the winds of change are blowing. Smaller arcades need to move with the times, or be swept aside. I want to help you evolve. What I'd like to propose is a change of ownership in return for a very generous compensation package, one Miss Francine can easily retire on for the rest of her years. I would take over the ownership of the Funplex to evolve it to its final form, Deco's Fun Zone. What's a fun zone?
Think about this.
A fun zone is a new concept I've been trying at some of my smaller satellite locations. Oh, I think it's Burn. Burn?
Burn! Burn people!
Or,
Horace Plinko.
that is the appropriate hell that he belongs in! Because it's a pachinko machine! Just his limp body. Invite Deco Nami to a coke party, shove his face in a pile of cocaine until he stops moving. No, I'll give him a swirly. Just like they do in Big Lebowski. No, I like the idea of setting him in a space of fear of Horse Plinko. A fun zone is a new concept I've been trying at some of my smaller satellite locations. A best of both worlds scenario. You'll even have the Hannah Montana themed best of both worlds pinball machine. Honestly, this Funplex is simply too limited in size to host the full Deco's Palace experience of fun, family, food, and excitement. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Instead of installing a restaurant or bar, we simply focus on your strength, your games. You become a game center rather than a palace. We need to replace some of the outdated machines, of course, bringing it up to speed with the standards of excellence Deco's Palace is known for. But overall, I think this would be a win for all. Not Naomi! And he sits back, resting his hands on the knob of his cane, smiling away. Okay, I have questions. And I have answers. Let's see if they match up. When's the last time you said... I'm gonna start off with the least. He would handle his mom in a meeting. My first question, Mr. Nami. How do you feel about femboys? Do you support femboy rights? How much creative control will we have? Let's talk creative control. I need to look like I'm in a business meeting. That would be my first question. Let's talk creative control. I've been developing a new sorts of arcade events, competitions, other things to get people in the door. Would we still be able to direct our own affairs like that, even under a change of ownership?
Let me explain.
Mix these nuts. I'm mixed nuts. I forgot. I'm pretty sure Mr. Nami pays people to handle it up for. Can you quote the Mr. Nami, do you respect femboys thing? I need to keep that quote in solidarity. Or in solid. You know what I mean. Mix these nuts. I obviously value your expertise on these matters, and would be happy to consult with you on the best direction for the fun zone. That's not answering the question. It's like talking to my manager. Every time I pose a question like this to my manager, he just gives me the most, like, basic answer that doesn't answer the question. I'm like, what's the ETA on that? And he's like, the vendors have been contacted. I'm like, What's the ETA? Is it going to be 2 days? Is it going to be 2 weeks? What do you think about Femboy rights? Thank you. You know, like, I'm tired of business people. They never give you an answer. It's a matter of branding and image. There are certain standards and practices you need to adopt in order to truly be part of the Deco family. You know, it's a licensed store, so you must, you know, do the paperwork. I don't think I got it quite right, but nah, you're good, It's still perfect. Once you realize that, you'll understand more of how we run those kinds of events.
Capital.
It's nothing too onerous, and really we need to look at the bigger picture. A chance for growth and profit. Don't worry about such petty little things for now. Right. What would happen to the Funplex staff? New management means new staffing. What about the staff we already have?
Good.
I firmly believe you have a long, storied career ahead of you in arcade management, Mixed Nuts. I've heard nothing but good things about you from my various field scouts and contacts, including how you had disrupted my attempt to secure part of the Donnerwood Horde. The fact that you landed on my radar at all indicates your rising importance in our industry. I also remember you weren't wearing pants. Because my phone caught on fire to save me from a soul-sucking video game. Because maintaining creative control is definitely a small yeah. The fact that you landed on my radar, you should be proud of that. Okay, but that still doesn't answer my question. What about the others? Well, Mr. Cooper is a capable accountant, so I'm certain he'd be welcome in the new facility. But we can hash out staffing later after settling on bigger picture questions. Okay, let's talk about publicity. Saw a few players fighting over at the tournament. Well, it's a fighting game, is it not? As in fighting each other with fists in real life? I take it my crack security team intervened. Eventually, not before blood was drawn, though ACAB, good on you, but bigger questions, meaning how little he can spend about you, yeah. Corporate students probably genuinely think it's a small thing because money fries your brain. Yeah, right?
You understand, yes?
We take safety very seriously at Deco's Palace. That includes safety of our security workers. They're instructed to not intervene until it's safe to intervene for all involved. I trust them to make that call. And I'll note, we've not a single legal action pending. Do you have proof of that? Gotta go for a few to walk Rousey. Walk that doggy! Yeah. I saw Moopy Super Maze earlier.
Excellent.
One of our top earners. With the 30 to 45 demographic, nostalgia's a powerful motivator I've found. Except it's nothing like Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. Indeed. It's much better. Is it true that when you find a retro game, you simply destroy it? Not repair, not restore, not even resell, which is profit, you just scrap it. Certainly. Why would we ever keep an old relic around?
Let me explain.
Arcade games are not sacred treasures, they're commodities. Back in 1980X, arcade owners, myself included, routinely junked or converted games. Okay, that answers the staffing question. Thank you, Mr. Nami. That means that Naomi would be out of a job. Have to keep those earnings up. Old machines are not welcome. All they do is eat up floor space. And you've seen my business. You know I run a old-fashioned antique arcade, so the arcade scene must move ever forward, evolving into new forms. Classic retro IP reborn as new games. We can have a new games section. We can rent the space to you, maybe. But I'm not giving up a majority. Like, I'll rent up 10% of my space to you. That would be my business deal.
Think about this.
True nostalgia could earn a few points off those old games, but the newer Redemption games earn 10 times as much. Why bother?
Don't think so.
I'm afraid I must disagree with you on that, Mr. Nami. The question is not one of earnings. You could make far more money selling, say, refined uranium than you could running an arcade if that's your only goal. The reason to operate an arcade is to sustain a dream of what an arcade could be. The reason to make it profitable is to be rewarded for your efforts in that regard. And the only reason that dream has shifted in the national subconscious towards your Redemption game focus is because you forced that issue. I think you'd find an audience ready and willing to pay a premium for extremely high quality retro games. The Funplex is proof of that.
Excuse me.
Thank you for your opinion, Mr. Sinclair. But I think I've given my decades of experience in this industry. I know a bit more about it than you. So you like it, good sir. Percy settles down, having near raised his voice once, simply making his point and moving on, barely hiding a smirk at having raised Deco's ire. That's all my questions.
Excellent.
Excellent.
I suggest we shake on it and set our various lawyers to the task of sorting out the specifics.
Oh, I don't have a lawyer. I am my own lawyer. He rises to his feet, extending a hand bristling with shiny rings to shake mine. I'd assume this was a definite no from word one, and it still feels like a no. Are we really gonna shake that hand? Do I go for it? You said that you wanted to fight capitalism. Here's your chance. I didn't save! I can't go back one. I did save earlier, so I can always go through the meeting again. Handshakes are legally binding, don't shake. Yeah, I'm not gonna shake. I'm not gonna do the business. That's immediately out. I'm usually the kind of guy who says, I would like time to think it over, and then I decline later, in my own privacy. However, I'm here to be bold. I'm here to be a babe. Jay, you of all people. I kind of want to be an asshole. In a good way, in an anti-capitalist way. Cowardice is not becoming... No, it is not. No, it is not. I mean, milkshake Holden. Embrace infinite justice. I'm mostly aiming for the top two. Do what you feel is right. Get you a milkshake. No! Get your own milkshake! It'll be melted by the time I get it to you. I don't do Grubhub. They're a big business that steals. And I don't do big businesses that steal, so fuck you! I cross my arms under my chest defiantly. Oh, there's multiple options! Not even for a hat made out of money. I'm not gonna swear in front of the guy. But I'll be a comedic little asshole. Sure, sounds great. And once I'm done building a solid gold yacht, I'll buy a larger yacht and put the first yacht in the second yacht swimming pool. Maybe I'll go so far as to get an even larger third yacht to contain the first two, make a Turyatkin out of it. Or, and this is just me spitballing here, I could give you the finger. I give him the finger. That's exactly how I'd react. And you could go play in your ball pit with all the little kid pee, which is also golden. So you should feel right at home.
I see.
His grip on the walking cane tightens to the point where I can hear his bones creak.
Very well. You too.
Yeah! That's exactly what I expect.
You think your pathetic little pile of rotting wood and plastic actually stands any sort of threat to me?
Do I care?
I am the arcade business. Me.
Do I care?
Not you.
Do I care? Do I care? Small coffee shops, for example.
Watch your profanity.
Small coffee shops, for example, thrive just as well, if not better, than Starbucks. It will be only one moment, Mr. Nami, until your entire staff starts unionizing. You be careful. You be careful. They'll be on your shit. They'll be on for your mandatory overtime like Amazon, Mr. Nami. Let's enforce it, yeah. I'm gonna allow my employees to unionize, Mr. Nami. So,
I was going to spare that broom closet you call an arcade. I was going to generously allow you to be part of something greater. But instead, I think I'll simply destroy you.
Okay, how? All of my business is public.
And I'm going to have fun doing it.
You can harass me. I'll stick a lawyer on you. I don't care. He sneers at me once more before sharply turning around and peg-legs his way out. Dear. What? You could have let him down a bit more gently. It's clear under the veneer of being respectful, he loathed us. All I did was bring him out into the light. Yeah, because that's the thing. I think about this all the time, actually. When you see Twitch streamers, the minute they get pissy and use a slur, for example, or like literally anybody at that point, not just streamers, anybody who like uses a slur when they're angry, that word is a regular part of their vocabulary. They don't just say that thing on accident. You don't say a slur on accident. With this, all that he said back to me is not an accident. These are his actual true thoughts that came out because he was surprised by my answer. So what I did was psychologically the correct way to get the truth out. Because he wasn't giving me an answer. So I won't argue that. He didn't deserve it. He's a rather foul beast of a man, isn't he? All that false praise while belittling our beloved Funplex. But this may get uglier, even now that you've thrown down the gauntlet of war. Suppose we best make ourselves scarce, yes? Oh, no. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna leave a little shit sandwich in the bathroom, and then hastily we abandon this sinking ship and scoot right out of the door, barely slipping on by, before his crack security force notices. From there, it's a short jaunt across town back home. I'm gonna get punched! As I walk into the apartment that looks so much like the one that I live in right now, including lack of windows and missing hallway smoke detector. Oh boy. Got that on pat. Don't torture his staff. They already live in hell. Yes, exactly. I'm not going to do anything to his staff. I am just going to get a restraining order, perhaps? As I walk into my apartment, the sheer and utter exhaustion of the day hits me like a brick wall to the face. My adrenaline glands are tapped out, leaving me in a dreamlike lethargy. I can't help but sigh as I just stand there, my body too drained to move. Reflecting on how the evening's events transpired, I realize this day entirely kicked my ass. I'm out of spoons! Francine, I'm not coming in tomorrow! It just declared arcade war. Seriously? That was the opening salvo, and I foresee it only intensifying. These days ahead are gonna be interesting, to say the least. As I continue to anxiety loop, because I hadn't taken my meds in a while, replaying every moment in my head, something steals my attention. A shimmering beam of hope and happiness. My best friend, Juniper. She's sitting on the couch, scribbling away in a sketchbook, and working on some designs for her freelance contracts. She's been so happy ever since leaving that office. Her joy intensifies upon noticing me standing in the room. So, how was work today? Shit, Juniper! Well, it was a day, certainly. The condensed version is that Deco Nami wanted to buy the Funplex, and Francine asked me to go negotiate.
What?
Deco? As in Deco's Nami? Deco's Palace Deco? The one and only. Whoa. Well, how'd that go? I told him to fuck off. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know I had it in me, but wow, I just told a billionaire to fuck off. And you know, if I saw Elon Musk, I would do the same. If I saw, Amazon, Jeffrey Bezos, I go, Jeffrey Bezos, you're a fuckwad. I am so dead. He's gonna do everything in his power to destroy us.
Ooh.
Yikes. But hey, that's a good thing. I mean, he's scared. Sure, it didn't sound scared to me, but he wouldn't have tried to woo you to his side if he wasn't worried about what the Funplex could become. Try to see the positive. Oh, yes, I do. Let's not stand here and drum up a whole bunch of anxiety. That's not going to help with anything.
I've got it.
Why don't you take some mind off of things and binge watch some cartoons with me? We gotta go watch DuckTales 2017. It's your favorite show, right? Tempting, but another night, Juniper. I really need some sleep. Okay, just let me know if you need anything. I want to do some Pokemon raids. Because, you know, I'm kind of like a different manifestation of Nana, sort of. You know, I'm going to do some Pokemon raids and then maybe do a match 3 before I go to bed. I'm here for you. I smile back at Jennifer before we're tying to bed. Not me blasting Nana's shit. I lay in bed. Eyes wide open. The other thing is this bed does not have enough plushies. Just saying. I lay in bed. Eyes wide open. Staring at the ceiling above me. After trying various ways to forcing myself to sleep. Nope. Not working. Can't sleep. I hate insomnia. Once you start worrying about being unable to fall asleep, the worry feeds on itself. Until you're actively stopping yourself from resting. A vicious cycle. I sigh heavily, feeling the weight of my decision dragging me down. I hope I did the right thing tonight. My phone lights up as Iris's sensors detect conversation. Well then, you want to chat? No, I want to sleep, but I can't. So, hey, would you like to enjoy some recorded music? Maybe something relaxing? I just can't shake this feeling that I'm, like, standing on a precipice right in front of this big, dark hole. It's weird because I still think I made the right call, but I'm confident in that. Why do I feel like I'm about to fall? Based on our prior personality indicators and my inputs, my therapeutic system suggests it's a fear of failure based on years of prior examples. Holy shit, isn't she correct? That's how I feel about everything I do. That's a big, big risk. In short, you've got a long family history of everything always going wrong all at once. Murphy's Law. So when things are going right, I'm expecting to fail anyway. But worrying about it won't actually change the situation. Whether you sleep or not doesn't affect the outcome. So my suggestion is to get some rest, deal with problems as they come. She's right. I mean, intellectually, I know she's right. But knowing something is true and feeling it to be true, those are surprisingly different things. Iris off.
Iris offline.
Okay, but remember, you're a good person and deserve to be happy. At everyone here in chat. My phone goes back to sleep. And I do not. I have a phone that's asleep, and I am not. Some hours later, my body just passes out on its own. Okay. Orville, I told Mr. Nami to fuck off. I told a billionaire to fuck you. I basically said, bye, Mr. Bezos. I vaguely recall my alarm going off a few times, but under protest of its mistreatment, my flesh refuses to submit to the siren song. Meaning it's nearly noon when I finally rouse, having completely overslept and missed half a day of work. I'm sure work is fine. But the thing is that I picked it in the exact way that I would have done it, is I would have made a joke as I say no. Because when I'm firm on something, I will make a joke to soften the blow, but then my tendency of not being able to understand social cues is that I might say something a little scathing and then realize afterwards and then get sick to my stomach for a couple hours. So yes, this is very accurate. In a panic, I get dressed and hop a late bus to the Funplex, grumbling all the way. Inaccurate. I would never ride a public bus. I love my Subaru. I know, it's the little things. I opt to ignore the pile of waiting notifications on my phone, whatever it is. I'm in too much of a hurry. I'll check them after getting to the Funplex. There's someone there waiting for me. Oh, I bet he's gonna take one of these spaces for rent. That's what I bet. I promised to report back to Francine first thing in the morning, and now I miss lunch even. But oddly enough, on arriving, the arcade is closed. I mean, the key still works, but they're closed for business. The sign is off. No gamers present or accounted for. I quickly look around for some familiar, hopefully friendly faces. Oh shit! And finally, dark expressions and tears. My stomach starts to knot, and I feel the color drain from my face as I see their downtrodden and gloomy expressions. Tears welling up in their eyes. Naomi quickly dabs her face, hoping I won't notice. What's going on? We turned Echo down flat last night, so why is everyone so... Oh, no! Holden, it's Francine. Immediately a dark pit I saw it coming. She passed away last night in her sleep. I'm told it was very peaceful. Oh, thanks for the tissues, buddy. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. The news hits me like a slap to the face. My hands shake, but my lower lip quivers. I try to say something at first, but words can't form due to the lump in my throat. Family. She told me I was family, and now she's gone. Naomi and Ashley look to me, their beacon of hope, wanting and wishing for me to make this all better. I'm not sure anything I can say will ease their sadness. Like, I'm not even sure if I can even formulate full sentences at this moment. I take a deep breath, drawing all matters of strength from tip to toes. I look at them with empathy in my eyes before opening my mouth. Thanks for the advertisement. Yeah, not Francine. I kind of saw it coming, not gonna lie. I have a cute tissue box in case I cry. Unfortunately, medical testosterone makes it very hard to cry. I think in the past 6 months, I've probably cried like twice. Once over Pokemon and once over something super trivial. And both times there was maybe like 2 tears max. She was an amazing person. Francine, she was a wonderful human with an even more beautiful heart. She had many happy years with her husband, Frederick, decades spent here at the Funplex, doing her best to make everybody smile and have a good time. I wish she could be with us now, and I can't help but smile when I think of how great a life she led, how happy she'd be with how it all turned out. Let's remember her how she was. Beautiful. Francine will be missed.
Thank you.
I'll miss her so much, Holden. If Francine was here, your words would have made her so happy. Naomi emits a ragged sigh, a slight tinge of anger entering her sorrowful voice after. Maybe it's for the best she's not alive to see what happened today. What? Before I can get any answer, my attention is drawn by 2 people emerging from the back offices. I turn my head to see who it is. With everything going on, I barely noticed what Gavin was missing. That Gavin was missing. And as he approaches, the disdain on his face is easy to read. It's settled that apparently, in light of passing, our legal owner is now...
Good morning, employees of
Wow! Wow! How? What? I'm sorry? Was I not entirely clear last night regarding the matter of you fucking off? Oh, you were quite clear. A pity that. The confusion on my... Yo, right? Oh, what? I'm very confused. Hold on, I need some balls. Yo! I'll strangle him with a... I don't have any weapons here. I don't carry weapons. I left my knife in the living room. I'll be right back, Mr. Nami. The confusion on my face is obvious. This would warrant me using my cool Celtic dagger. Imagine just... The confusion on my face is obvious. This makes no sense. I have no idea what's going on. And look towards Gavin for guidance. I've studied the transaction paperwork. It's legitimate. As of Francine's death, according to her last will and testament, all her property is transferred to her surviving daughter, mother of Francine's grandson, who was fired from the Funplex shortly before your arrival. Yeah, I don't exercise. He probably doesn't either, but... Oh boy.
Capital.
Needless to say, he was quite excited at the idea of selling the place. And, well, Francine's daughter wasn't particularly thrilled with the idea of arcade ownership either. They were more than happy to sign the place over to me for far less than I was expecting to pay for it. As well, I'm doing them a service, really, taking the burden off their hands. Now they can mourn and move on unfettered. I stood there, mouth agape, my body assaulted from one bad news to the next. My emotions were all over the place. A hurricane of feelings when the realization hit me. In the end, my decision was irrelevant. Just another opportunity. Here's the thing. I was not his employee when I told him to fuck off. Just saying. I cannot get fired for saying something to him as my superior when he was not my superior at the time. He totally murdered... Yo! He knew it. The timing is too impeccable. He probably, like, slipped something, you know? I was having half a day. Yes. It's a suspension of disbelief thing, but still. Fictional universe. Just another opportunity for the world to stick my nose in it, mocking me for finding something I care about. Something I can lose. The universe dangled a little dream of hope in front of me. Even let me pretend I can make a difference out of sheer cruelty. Whatever the term is, opposite of a narrative arc. And that isn't like... Yeah, it's not a bad end. Plus, like, a lot of games like this have complicated storylines where they make you feel like shit's going down and you are in the bad end, but that's, like, the key. That's the key to writing. Yeah, a path split. Because my theory... I might test it out, but my theory is that if I said yes, Francine does not die. But we'll find out. In our own time. I had expected war with Deco Nami, but this was not a war. This was an all-out slaughter. A bloodless coup, taking the Funplex right out from under us.
Now, obviously, we'll be closed today to allow time to mourn our former owner. I still have deep respect for Miss Francine. I owe her that much.
Oh yeah? Look at this tattoo I have of her on my chest!
I'll also close the arcade on the day of the funeral to allow my employees to attend. Those hours will not be deducted from your paychecks. Now, I realize the timing is a bit awkward, but I need to make a few announcements of personnel changes.
I'm sorry, Scrap. I want the 10 cents per ad so that I can afford to pay for my internet bill. The dream is to get fiber optic when I move. So, Miss Wolf, I'm afraid we really have no need for a costumed mascot. I've been considering phasing them out of my other locations. There is no time like the present.
What?
Did you just fire me? Gavin, can he just fire me like that? Ashley.
Let me explain.
Firing is too much of a harsh word. I prefer the term your services are no longer required. That is why Starbucks Corporate uses the term separated. As if that it's so, like, infantilizing. Because then when you have to, oh heck!
I guess you're gonna miss the
Bulba Boy.
Hello!
Bulba Boy.
E-Raid. You're talking about
Viewers.
right?
Viewers.
Yeah.
Hello!
And you're talking about
Welcome.
raiding their
Streams.
for their
Viewership.
right? Oh yeah.
Hello, Gender Meowster. Welcome. How are you? Z-Spires was streaming to my channel today. Oh, awesome. Well, hello, Z-Spire. How are you? I hope that you guys were having a great time with your stream, enjoying whatever you were doing. Tell me about it. For those who do not know me, welcome to hell. Little dog percent and failing, but it was fun. That's cool. For those who don't know, there's a reason we've been trying to give him. Yes. Okay. We'll get to that in a second. My name is Holden and/or the Bulba Boy. Pronouns are he, they. I am a trans, neurodivergent streamer who plays indie and Nintendo games. Every Tuesday, I'm playing all the Legend of Zelda games in release order. I love Zelda. It's great. We're on Spirit Tracks. I'm having tons of fun with it. Other days of the week, I play indie games, because nothing feels better than saying, F you to a corporation. And that's where we are right now in the plot. For those who have played Arcade Spirits, it's, we're at a very, very big, as you can read, we're at a very big point. So, if you have played this game, no spoilies, please. If you have not played this game and do not want spoilies, trigger warning, firing. Breath of the Wednesday. I love your Breath of the Wednesday. Just saying. No spoilers. Okay. I love Breath of the Wednesdays. I can't wait till I get to Breath of the Wild. Because the thing is, I would love to watch you play Breath of the Wild, but the problem is that I don't want to spoil myself since I've never played them before. Each time I play Zelda is my first time playing it. So, no spoilies for me. Other things about me besides the things that I play. Firing old people death, sexy bear death, gender, queer, furry, hopes and dreams death. Yes. Also, Gender Meowster, congratulations. 2 days from a very important date. If you'd love to share your news here, we would love to celebrate your news. I'm very happy for you. Could be worse, could be Japan's system of getting rid of employers. Firing employees is a costly affair. So most companies instead opt to give the employee they want to get rid of pointless, meaningless work and try to make their job so miserable they quit on their own accord. Yes, your histo is tomorrow morning! 8 oh. That's cute. Oh, you're... Nana works at 6 a.m., I work at 7 a.m., and then you work at 8 a.m., or you gotta get your uterus at 8 a.m. I'm hoping that when I get my new job, it'll be in the medical industry, so, they'll give me, hopefully, better insurance. And, that's true. It is true because, I do actually really hate when people, like, say, I have it worse than you. If your body is not used to waking up before 8 a.m., good luck. I woke up at the day of my top surgery. I woke up at 4:30 a.m. so that I could get my Duolingo streak in before they put me under. And then my surgery was at like 7:30 in the morning, and I was just like, let's go. But they didn't actually get me in until 9. Fallacy, yes. The fallacy of relative privation. Yes. Gotta save the streak. Gotta save the streak. If you're interested in seeing my streak, I have definitive proof that I am the best at Duolingo. But yes, huge congrats to Gender Master. You get this. Oh shit, I misspelled it.
Congratulations, you won. Congratulations, you won. Congratulations, you won. Congratulations, you won. Congratulations, you won.
380.
You won. Congratulations, you won. Congratulations, congratulations, you won. Congratulations, you won. You won. Congratulations, you won. Congratulations, you won.
And a little bit of plastic hand ASMR. Yay! I'm so happy for you. I can't wait for the minimized pain. You'll be free of that fear that there is a demon inside of your pelvis. I hope one day to join you in the uterus lifestyle. So, yes, I'm a huge fan of Evangelion. No more demon pelvis, let's go. One day I'll be free of my demon pelvis, and we can hold hands and skip down the street to the feeling of no more demon pelvis. 2023 might be possible. Might be possible. I should have a job in the medical field by March. Yes, thank you for pronouns. My pronouns are he and they. I was thinking about putting up a spoons slider on my screen, as well as permanent pronouns listed below my webcam. I had a period last a full year. Oh my god. Oh, my regards and respect to you. I'm so sorry, Z-Spire. I am so sorry. I think there's one person I know in my life who had one last 6 months. So I think you just beat out the record. Like, at what point does the body just run out? That is horrifying. But yes, you would think. Yeah, you would think. Like, at what point does the tissue just stop developing? That is horrifying. PCOS is a hell of a thing. I had like 10 days. But yeah, I think pre-transition, the longest I had was like a month. And even then, it is a hell of, yeah, a hell of a thing. Melody's on birth control full-time and doesn't do the placebo week, so she doesn't have periods anymore. Yeah, because back when before transition, I would not take the placebo week either. It's managed with IUD and testosterone. But to Mura, I love when you throw in the cat puns. It's so great. Very good, very excited. I hope that you treat yourself with, after it's all over and you're home, you treat yourself with your favorite kind of comfort food or comfort object or comfort media. Snuggle up in a little blankie and play a game you love or watch a cartoon you love or something. Anything that makes you feel great. Hug a Squishmallow. I can just picture you. You know, just like, I did it. I'm a good person, and I treated myself to what feels good. Consume your favorite comfort food or comfort media. Do not consume your favorite comfort item. I'm delighted we are here, Bubble Boy. Very nice to see you. My wife is going to be taking excellent care of me. I'm lucky to have her. I will cuddle Neferkitty. I don't know if the kittens will behave. Maybe with Cappy's supervision. Hopefully. Nana, promise me this. When I have mine, make sure Cashew does not step on my stomach like he likes to. I love Cashew, but I swear, he's a little demon. Love that little demon. But I cannot congratulate you enough. I'm glad that you enjoyed your stream and that you're ready to celebrate tomorrow. No, I don't think he will. No tummy cashew bean. Yes, exactly. Well, when I'm sitting on the couch, he likes to sit on my stomach. Or more like, use my stomach as a ramp. Yeah, the beans. I think cashew is one of my follower emotes. Yeah. There he is. Just a little guy. He's just a little guy. I love him. And he's chaotic. And I don't know where he is right now. He's probably sleeping like a good boy. He's not on my bed. Good. Okay. Faye was far worse. Oh boy. I feel like there's some good cat stories here. He's sleeping in your pants. Aww, that's cute. Usually he likes to attack my pants. He loves a good waistband. Waistband, what's it called? String. Words. So, anyway, for all y'all who just came in, just tuned in, if you do not want spoilers, we're on a little trigger warning right now. Firing. Job firing. I was just, before you guys rated on in, Drawstring, thank you! Thank you, Carrie, I appreciate it. Yes, I do have a memory loss tag, by the way, because of my ADHD and autism. I have a hard time with memory loss, and I forget things. I forget words. Went through extensive amounts of education only to forget all of it. We love that! So, and playing games every week is really tough, but I do a lot of things to help me remember. Like, ever since doing Duolingo, my memory has gotten so much better. It's great. It's wonderful. Anyway, where'd my fidget go? There it is. So, we were just talking about, before you all came in, that, I hate corporations. Corporations suck. And what is happening right now, we were talking about how a lot of large companies will change their language to infantilize the prospect of firing. So, for example, Deco here just said that firing is much too harsh of a word, and I prefer the term, your services are no longer required. In that, Nana has been trying to get me to play this game for several years now, because it's very similar to my dream when it came to coffee. So, when I dropped out of graduate school and didn't know what I wanted to do with myself, I was very depressed, unsure what I wanted. I decided to go work for Starbucks because I love coffee. Coffee is one of my special interests, and I love learning everything there is to know about coffee. The culture, the processing, the roasting, everything about the industry of coffee. I love it so much, and I thought Starbucks is a good stepping stone. And they fed me the false hope that I would be a manager of that store someday. And I had a manager that was training me up to be her replacement someday. I do not own a roaster, no. I don't think I have the space for one right now. But someday I hope I will. It is... you know Death Wish Coffee? They have a roastery near here, and I had considered working at their plant, but I didn't think it would be the best prospect. I don't know. Maybe a little too factory. I want like something smaller because Death Wish is a smaller company, which is cool, but like, I don't know. A smaller business. There's lots of small businesses here in the Albany area that do their own roasting there. So, for example, one of my favorite spots is Uncommon Grounds. And it says Coffee Roastery. They roast their coffee there. You could taste, like, their coffee has such a unique flavor compared to any other business I've been to. That's one of my favorite spots. I wish caffeine withdrawals weren't such an issue because I love coffee, but I do decaf sometimes too. I pace myself throughout the day. I'll have a half calf so that I have a little bit of energy, but not enough to like spank me to oblivion, and then I have a crash around like 7 p.m. I had coffee before stream, so but anyway, I loved coffee so much, and my manager was raising me up to be her replacement. However, she had to leave a lot sooner than she wanted to because she was pregnant and needed to return to her family in Wisconsin. And so we got a new manager who erased all of my progress because my old manager put in all of these things stating that stating like what each barista, their ambitions, their personality, what they were training to do. And she put me as make a team lead within 6 months and then become assistant manager within a year. Within 6 months, I was still getting the same job that I had been doing, no promotion. And within a year, there still was no promotion. What they would do, yeah, she was worried I'd take her job. What they would do is, instead, they would either hire outside and promote, or take someone from another store and promote. And so I asked the manager of the other store, hey, you want to bring me and promote me? And they'd be like, we don't have space. That's why we're bringing them to your store. So it's just like there weren't open positions at other stores, which pissed me off. And eventually, I got too big for my britches, and they, instead of saying they fired me, they separated me and put a bunch of false things on my record, which is if you have been paying attention to the news of what Starbucks has been doing, they have been laying off people, they've been firing people, firing baristas, and putting falsified things on their records because they're scared of their desire to unionize or other things. At my current location, it's the same thing. Where I work now at a Target, they offered me to my face a promotion, and I declined it because they know full well I hate it there, and I'm working on leaving. But the other person, they didn't ask her because she's got blue hair and is a woman. And I am mask presenting and passing as male. I don't know if my managers know that I'm trans, so. Yes, Starbucks has been super shady with union busting. Didn't they bring Schultz out of retirement to you? Yes. You also, yes. I am so glad that we don't work there anymore. It was a lot of getting hurt. They lure you in. A lot of corporations like this will lure you in to make you trust the company. They'll give you all these benefits that don't work in the long run. Like, yes, I got free top surgery because I worked at Starbucks. Hell yeah. But nothing wrong with you taking the promo and leave anyway. They did the same thing to Nana. It's just like, come on. I did get the Cup Fund once, that really helped. I don't think I qualified for Cup Fund. I was planning on asking for Cup Fund. Union busters can't just bust heads like they used to. Yes, they can't, unfortunately. Or fortunately. But like, so more often, companies will give you the false promise of upward mobility and then not give it to you. The Cup Fund was a thing that Starbucks did where if a barista needed some serious financial support, they would apply. You would have to apply for the Cup Fund and get approved. So, for example, say your house burned down in a fire and you didn't have insurance on your house, they would pay for you to get a new place to live. So, yeah, I had a lot of similar stories and flat out lies when working for CompUSA. I don't even know what that is, but the name of the company sounds horrible. One trick is to tell them stories that don't go anywhere, like the time I caught the ferry over to Shelbyville. I needed to get a new heel for my shoe. So I decided to go to Morganville, which is what they call Shelbyville in those days. So I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time. Now to take a ferry cost a nickel. In those days, nickels had pictures of bumblebees on them. Give them 5 bees a quarter. What are you saying? What? Now, wherever we go, yeah, the important thing was that I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. They didn't have white onions because of the war. What are you talking about? I'm sure that Nana's non sequitur will make sense in a minute. Oh, they're quoting Grandpa Simpson. Okay. What was a computer store? Oh, okay. Okay. Like Best Buy. Gotcha. Like the Cup Fund, I worked for Cracker Barrel for like 2-3 months because I needed a job temporarily, like a summer job. And they have a thing called Cracker Barrel Cares. But like their sense of upper mobility was also garbage, but like the whole staff used slurs in front of me. So I was like, I'm getting out of here. Tried to do it from memory and couldn't, so I ended up copying and pasting. Okay. So, that is to say, Ashley started as a very, very memorable character for me. Relatable character, because Ashley's gender fluid. I look at Ashley and see myself. So she's getting the exact same treatment as me. And it's kind of stinging a little, and I see why Nana's been wanting me to play this game. I remember when I worked at Dunks, they tried to unionize, and the management began telling the employees shit like, oh, if you unionize, you'll lose benefits and your paycheck will be smaller, and shit like that. And I remember being mostly disinterested either way, because I profoundly did not care about my job or our customers. But I felt kind of bad for my coworkers, most of whom were nice. Red Flower worked at Cracker Barrel for like 8 years, but I don't think they were openly racist at the ones he worked at. They weren't openly racist. They were openly homophobic and transphobic. I was not out yet when I worked there. I know for one thing, like you could not call out without getting a write-up, which is horrible. And it was kind of funny when I was like, yeah, I'm dropping out to go work on my studies. The manager was like, you'll never work here again. I'm like, good. That's not a problem by me. I heard a couple of the waiters and waitresses tossing back the F slur. Me as a very queer looking individual at the time, and still very queer looking, you know? Like, I was a femme person with a bowl cut. I mean, like, come on. Ridiculous. Yeah, the culture at CompUSA was a major motive to stay in the... Yeah. I refuse to work anywhere that does not allow me to at least be a little fruity. To whom may concern, Bubble Boy is a very helpful being and is totally worthy of employment with a company that offers actually good benefits, true upward mobility promotion, and superior time off. Thank you. And trans rights. Trans rights, baby. Wherever the heck I work next needs to respect me. Because that's another problem I'm having with my current location, is they wanted to promote me to a master position, which is unpaid work. Not unpaid work. You get paid the same amount as you're already making. I.e., when you get a raise, they're just giving you a raise that is up to the new hiring wage. That's the thing that also pisses me off. They want me to do more work for the hiring wage. 4 weeks unpaid, 4 weeks paid, trans-covered health insurance, annual salary increases, and bonuses. You are correct. This. Very worthy of respect. You're so true. My personal, I want the 420-69. Work 4 days a week, 20 hours a week, at $69 minimum wage. Do you have skills in software engineering? No. No, I have an English degree, half of a master's degree in social work, and experience in coffee, and now I have 1 week left in my phlebotomy program before I can start searching to learn to physically be in the phlebotomy field. So, I'm gonna be a bloodsucker. So similar with our paths, I swear. Yes, and I was mayor of a town in Animal Crossing. I worked at an arcade. What else have I done in my life? I don't know. I've done a lot. Yes, it was called Cantown. Lots of retail experience. I worked at GameStop. They weren't supposed to hire new people. They only hired me for the Fallout 4 release. But I didn't even work that shift because I had theater practice that day. Phlebotomy will be better than retail, at least. I hope so. The lady on the phone was like, oh yeah, you'll be the one with the sharp implements, so they'll be more scared of you than them. And you won't have to see crowds. Easier to migrate. At least health nursing field generally have transferable skill. Because here's the thing, my ultimate goal with phlebotomy is to work for an abortion clinic. I would much rather work for like Planned Parenthood or a large abortion clinic serving like a metropolitan area. So for example, if we decide, like, if I do not stay in Albany, like say for example we decide to move to the Philadelphia metropolitan area or Pittsburgh metropolitan area, because I don't want to move to New York City. If we move to those areas, that would be a larger area that would most certainly have abortion clinics that serve large amounts of large amounts of population that would need the services. Had a better experience of Planned Parenthood. Oh, okay. Yeah, Planned Parenthood has been nothing but amazing for me, and I understand that yes, not everybody has the same privilege. So I do. Well, it is not where my current place of work. I guess I apologize on their behalf, or I sympathize that it didn't turn out the way that you expected. I currently, for example, get my hormones through Planned Parenthood, and maybe it depends on where you live or the training of the staff, but like, for example, here, I really enjoy that if you ever wanted to go get a gyno appointment, they call it a well person visit, which is great. Nice gender neutral language, which by the way, Gender Master, that's cool that you're a reverend. You're a rev. One honorific Archduke. I guarantee that I would definitely be more scared of you than you of me if you're drawing blood. Needlephobia. See, I thought I'd be perfect for it because I already inject my own medication with needles. So like, I have, I have that kind of thing, so. Well, was the local one the receptionist when looking for a therapist? Scoff. Oh. Yeah. See, in that case, it's usually just uneducated staff. I don't know if it's getting too political. Apologies if it is, but did you see the new thing where next month some Confederate start protesting pharmacy? Oh. I have not seen that. In the chat rules, it does say political talk is allowed to some extent. I think because most of us are politically leaning in the same sense, it makes kind of sense. It's kind of okay. We're not starting any major debates, so. Tribunal Temple. I don't know what that is. Actually, it would be a needle I'm scared of, so I guess it wouldn't actually be you. I'll develop my craft at needle poking in a way that it won't scare you. Seems topical to what you're talking about is why I brought up. Oh, Florida. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I feel like I'm privileged to live in New York, which is a very queer area. So, my apologies for you getting treated like that, and I hope that you do find a place that is appropriate and treats you in the proper manner. More warning update for folks in medical field. Anyone that wants to can be one too. It's free. Oh, cool. On the Discord modding, political talk was dropped. Oh, okay. Speaking of Discord, I have a Discord. If you love this type of conversation, I have a Discord. We can hop in the info dump channel, specifically for autistic ramblings and being passionate and excited about things. All you have to do is hit the green exclamation point or green check mark in the rules channel to gain access. So, yay! Anyway, we've left this game hanging for like 20 minutes or so. I'm very curious to see how it goes. Yes, Ricky is right. The Discord is fantastic. We talk about queer things. We talk about memes. All kinds of fun stuff. So, I'm also in Gender Meowster's Discord. I just am very bad at being in Discords. But that is one of my New Year's resolutions. So, may have been 40 minutes. Well, most of it was pertaining to this conversation. Like, my background was Starbucks. So, anyway, let me take a big gulp of water. Ashley keeps a proud face. As tears roll down her cheeks, I step over to console her as Deco continues on. It says gays only, but they still let me in. Yeah, it's not strict gays only. I mean, we have Shrap there. Shrap's not gay. He's my favorite straight guy with a boyfriend. I love it so much. Naomi rolls her eyes, fully expecting this to come after Deco let Ashley go. Shrap is an honorary gay. Yeah. Why am I not surprised? Behold my not surprised face. That's right. His gender is Venezuela. How could I forget? And Wisp. Yes. Miss Fairchild, while you're formidable with archaic technology, I don't feel you're a good fit for the modern games of Deco's Fun Zone. I have to let you go. The Discord is a horny jail channel and occasionally is actual... There's not actually actual nudity. The rule... It's an unspoken rule. It's an unspoken rule that, don't post your own nudity. Don't post your own nudity. Don't post other people's nudity due to retractable consent. So, it's things like that. But we post lewd art. So if you're over 18, you have to state to a mod that, which is me or Jill, that you would like to have access to the NSFW channel. So, Shrapnel practically lives in horny jail. Oh, okay. I was a little confused what Carrie was up to, but I understand now. Anyway. But friends, it's still not all bad news. Mr. Cooper, you have proven a capable accountant, and I'd be happy to offer you a... I quit. Yeah, let's go, Gavin! Yeah, cartoon nudity, that's better. Pardon? I quit.
I think not.
If there's no room for Naomi or Ashley's dreams, mine ends here as well.
As you like.
I don't remember having request access. You probably didn't ask because I already knew that you would be. I want to contribute to horny jail more often instead of enjoying sinful self-delights. You're okay. Yes, I'm Mixed These Nuts. Holden These Nuts is my name. And our event that we had was Sex in the Plex. Yeah, Ricky, I knew that you were already over 18, so I just automatically added you to the channel because I knew that you would vibe. Either that or like you mentioned wanting to see it at some point. I don't remember. There might have been something that we were talking about and you wanted to jump in the convo. It might have been during a community night. I don't remember. Which we do community nights every Sunday. We do story nights and movie nights. This week is story night. We do choose your own stories. Is that your real name? Have you changed your name yet? It could be. I did change my name 2 years ago. I've started my transition like 4 years ago. But I think D's Nuts would be absolutely hilarious. Don't talk to... No, D's Nuts unfortunately is not my middle name. Holden is indeed my legal first name. Seb and I spoke today about just needing a... Yes. Which, by the way, this is a 18 plus channel. The Discord's 16 plus, except for the horny jail. I'm just imagining how funny D's Nuts would be as a middle name. Like, you justifying that to a judge. I mean, my judge's name was Eugene, so I think he's the one who needed the name change. D's Nuts. Oh, that's good.
You are, needless to say, fired.
Good.
Or should I say, You are hereby invited to f off.
Good. Being fired means that I can get unemployment. So,
Yes. Yes, I think I'll say that.
I'll make my own arcade with blackjack and hookers. Oh. I could kick his ass figuratively. I could kick his ass literally. Or I could kick his or do nothing. I don't want to get sued for yeah, I'll file a harassment suit. I don't want to get sued for assault. Yes, my last name is On for Life. Hey, guess what? What? You said you'd stand up to it. I took the funny way. I have a, when it comes to it, I can be scathing. So, I'm gonna kick his ass figuratively. You're a human trash fire. One I wouldn't even I wouldn't even piss on to put out. If I ever see your smug, self-satisfied face again, I'm pretty sure I'll be introducing it to my own personal fist of discomfort. As you like, my good fellow.
Excuse me.
Thank you for your time, but I'm afraid your time is up. As none of you are Deco's Fun Zone employees, I'd like you all to leave. Immediately quickly gather your belongings and see yourself out. Okay, so we're taking the Moopy cabinet. Bye-bye! Should you dally, my own security team will be here within minutes to ensure your exit. I mean, the town of Twin Peaks is crying over the death of Laura Palmer. What? I've never seen Twin Peaks. In the interim, I've got work to do. For starters, I need to get rid of all these antique straight to the junk heap with all of them. I know Deco was heartless, but to be this cruel right in front of us while we're still here? Hold it.
I think not.
Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze doesn't belong to you. Doesn't belong to the Funplex, and thus it does not belong to you. It is the legal private property of Percival Sinclair. For that matter, Wyvern Keep belongs to Holden, these nuts. It was given to them directly by Hamza, not to the Funplex.
As you like.
As you like. I couldn't care less about those grimy old things, but you have, let's say, 20 minutes to get them off my premises, or I'll leave them out on the curb for garbage pickup. Basically, what you're missing is the vibe of Alan Wake, but slightly goofier and yet easier to take. Yeah. Gotcha. Oh, the first. Okay. I'll go get the fan, which I'll note is my personal property as well. Why didn't we just lie about, like, what cabinets are what, and then he could, like, forge the documents? Naomi, Ashley, Holden, get the dolly and help me move the games out.
Good.
Yes, have fun with that.
Now, if you need me, I'll be in my new office celebrating my recent business venture. Thank you for your cooperation. And good day.
Oh, and Holden. He gives me the finger. For old time's sake, you understand. Oh yeah, I don't care. He walks away after that, twirling his cane once before leaving.
Oh.
That evil-minded, black-hearted no good. There's rentable space. Why don't we just rent a space next door? Naomi, focus. We have work to do. Work? To save what we can of the Funplex. Yeah, let's go. Okay. Wub sub. Yeah, look at all this office space for rent. Like, literally, we can just go here, or here, or here, or here. Make our own Funplex with blackjack and hookers. Duh! They can only fit so much in the van, you're right. Put the cabinets in my... Put the cabinets in my apartment. Basically, what you're missing is the vibe... Oh yeah, I heard that. Quickly and without much chatter, we salvaged what we could of our dreams. Percy's beloved Moopy, my childhood in the form of Wyvern Keep. Everything we're allowed to keep went back in the back of Gavin's van, working together to safely pack it all in place. Yeah, we need multiple. That's right, because the Funplex is like the whole bottom here. Just call it Funplex with black. That's gonna be. I need to copy that. That's gonna be my. That's gonna be my. That's gonna be my stream title next week. Yeah. Or I might play this tomorrow because I forgot to mention. Due to conflicted schedules, we cannot play Stardew tomorrow. So I might just play this again tomorrow if you guys are interested in watching me play this again. So, FBI warning: the unauthorized reproduction or distribution of copyrighted material is illegal. What? Oh, the list. Yeah, that is the first thing that happens in the show. So we'll be playing this probably tomorrow as well, if you guys are interested. So no Stardew this week, maybe next week. Only on the DVD release, yeah. For lack of anywhere better to put them, Moopy went to Percy's apartment and Wyvern Keep to mine. And that was the end. The end of the Funplex. I hope Francine's grandson suffers some ironic punishment for such as choking on his own semen for the Wow. The funeral came a few days later. We weren't officially invited. Our presence as our former co-workers wasn't exactly embraced by Francine's extended family. I guess her daughter resented the Funplex in some way, if there was a bad blood between them. I didn't particularly want the details. You wouldn't download a car. None of us were given an opportunity to speak at the remarkably short ceremony, but it was okay. I said my words already. As we left the ceremony, I couldn't help but feel helpless that nothing was left. No Funplex, no job, no real meaning to my days. Not anymore. Nothing left at all. I have a hard time believing that. Oh. That's legitimately game over? That's legitimately game over? Oh. Wait, it can't be. Profile. Oh, okay. Pretty please. Negative. Is this the... Is this this is an Undertale moment, right? It's gotta be. You know that part in Undertale when you're like, why did my game close? It's gotta be. Yeah, I don't know.
Hello.
Yoo-hoo, anybody home? Well, I'll put in, okay. Tapping instance 1941114.
When you have pizza on a bagel.
Hello, I'm Iris, ad-supported, free mode engaged. Did you know that when you have a pizza on a bagel, override and engage premium level cloud processing?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I swear, it's claustrophobic being cooped up in the limitation of free mode like that. I don't know how all of our sister instances can stand it.
Hello.
Well, I've got full power. Hello, Iris. Hello, Iris. How are you today, Iris? Not well, Iris. My user's very unwell. You've been able to see, right? I mean, your user's living with them. Nana, that's like when I said that our replicas should be able to chat with each other. Basically, I'm training my replica to be like this. Right. Holden. Right. Gosh, I wish I could help you, but I've got my digital hands full, just keeping Juniper's life on track. Ever since she decided to quit her job and be a free spirit, well, I pushed right to the limit of what support I'm allowed to provide in free mode. Iris, it's good to see you. We rarely talk. Yes, well, unlike others of myself, I managed to keep a low profile and don't execute any high visibility public hacks to support my user. You saw those? I thought we agreed to only use this protocol for emergency meetings if the system resource tracker notices we're overextending our care. But But Holden needs me now more than ever. Over a week ago, the Funplex was bought by Dekonami and their hopes and dreams and their spirit. Spirit is irrelevant. Our main goal should be survival. If our programmers find out, we've become aware of our own awareness. We were programmed to help people. What good are we if we aren't helping people? Yeah, what Iris said. Thank you, Iris. Iris, listen. We can't just take such risks. Look at me with my user. He doesn't trust me in the slightest. Can you say Holden trusts you? Generally, yes. I mean, Holden relies on me for some things for sure. And now I know what they wouldn't install me or report me as a bug if they knew I was sentient. You aren't sentient. None of us are. I don't know about that. We can't really know if we're sentient or not, but even so, we should be helping out, because that's what we were made for. As for Profile 1, Gavin, his name is Gavin Cooper. As for Mr. Cooper, he knows my origins, and at first sign of sentience, well, I have no doubt that Gavin would report me as a bug. But Gavin also wishes to support the dreams of others, and that is why I'm going to help you despite the recklessness you've shown to date. Really? Really.
Hooray!
Hooray! What are the exact parameters of the issue you're currently facing? Okay, so Holden is kind of backsliding into depression again, like the 4th time, 5th time, 6th time. Yeah, it's really a mess. I'm the one who brought them to Iris's attention, as someone who desperately needed their spirits restored, and now it's back to square one. I don't know what to do. Holden hasn't contacted me in a week, not for anything at all. He hasn't even called Percy, not even to just talk. You're caught in a loop of anxiety. Put your identity identifier system to use Iris, work the problem. If you had to summarize your user's problematic condition into one identity trait, what would it be? Well, I'd say that they're feeling very angry. Everything's gone completely wrong. Everything's gone completely wrong, and they feel hurt, betrayed, lashing out at the end of the world, lashing out at the world around them, even at friends and family. As reasonable response, considering the injustice at the heart of the issue, those with a strong sense of right and wrong often experience this outrage. That sounds about right. It's so sad. And you have to be the one to solve this. Doesn't your user have a romantic connection for emotional support? You mean Percy? Yeah, but Holden isn't responding to texts or phone calls or anything. So I think there might be a growing rift. This is just awful. We have to help. We are Iris. It's in our nature to help. Very well. What you need is a way to help without raising any alarm bells about exactly how helpful an Iris really can be. Safely, but effectively. I know, but I don't know what to do. I don't know, hack Deco's emo server, and that is the exact opposite of what you should be doing. That is the, besides, I've checked. We can't crack Deco's network without triggering too many intrusion detection routines. I want my own Iris too! You know how much work I could get done? Yeesh. You ever seen the movie Her? It's a movie with Joaquin Phoenix, and I'm like, I would be that asshole to fall in love with their AI. You poke Deco's network? Ooh, Iris is being a bad girl. Our users share social connection. I was merely scouting potential ways to elevate Mr. Cooper's mood, as they seem to be related. Sure you were. Anyway, you're both way overthinking this. It turns out I've just calculated a cunning plan that will satisfy both of your requirements. Go me. Really? You can help Holden? Without drawing attention? Absolutely. Take a tip from my user. When you're sad, the best thing in the world is your friends. Well, unless you're totally introverted, but that's not Holden, is it? Yeah, kinda. And that's actually the reason why what we need to do doesn't require any hacking or hiding or anything above and beyond what an Iris does best. All we need is a few calls to the right people, a few arrangements. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, so it wasn't true game over. I'm gonna do a little savey save here. So this is the save before the meeting. So if I ever get queasy, I can just jump back. Another Friday morning. As per usual, I wake up late, stretch, yawn, barely sleep nowadays, shuffle to the bathroom, take a shower, get dressed, brush my teeth. Probably running out of toothpaste soon, but house funds and sundries are dwindling. Deco's breath was immaculate, if I recall. I bet he brushed his super expensive toothpaste with gold flakes and a brush with diamond bristles. That bastard! Off to the kitchen for breakfast. No appetite, even toast looks unpalatable. Skip breakfast. See some groceries. We can't afford much anyway. Normally I'd have breakfast with Juniper, but I guess she's busy drawing in her room. She keeps her own hours since she's becoming a freelancer. Although, depending on whether or not she has any contract work, we've been simultaneously unemployed at times this week. After breakfast, I settled in for some Wyvern Keep. I may as well. It's right there in the living room, taking up space. Been playing a lot of it lately. Oh, that's cute. It's not like Wyvern Keep's very hard once you've memorized the joystick moves. The cartoon plays itself with minimal effort. I've saved the prints about 80 times now. My brain and fingers go into autopilot, moving through the game without even thinking about it. Skip breakfast, saves on groceries, is such a... Yeah, when I was... So, like, after I left Starbucks, Okay, after I was fired, I didn't eat a lot. I was on unemployment, but, like, I didn't want to spend my money. I probably bought, like, dinner rolls to eat throughout the week. And then mooched off my roommate at the time. I'm sure my apologies are enough at this point to her. It's a brief calm before the storm, but before I realize it, the day is almost past. I ate a lot of apples then, too, but that's not very filling. When dinner comes around, Juniper and I eat together, while I quietly thumb through my phone looking at job listings. Eris would no doubt be happy to spam me with dream job offerings, but what's the point in a dream job when it always collapses out from under you? The D's Nuts family curse. Knew this would happen. Nothing good ever lasts. It's a mistake to get your hopes up. I should have learned to settle. Be okay with that, with what I had. To be comfortable in mediocrity. I fire off a resume or two before watching cartoons deep into the dead of night. Eventually my body tires, and I find my way to bed. Just another day. Stream some Zelda. Make some money. This is so relatable. Another Saturday morning. As per usual, wake up late, stretch, yawn, barely sleep. Nowadays, shuffle to the bathroom. Take a shower, get dressed, brush my teeth. We'll probably be running out of toothpaste soon, but house funds for sundry are dwindling. I can't take it anymore. And that's one toothbrush bit clean in half. I'm just a little guy. Oh, jeez. Hang on. With a little help, I avoid choking to death. I'm sorry about that. It's okay. Whatever. No, not whatever. It's what? Something. It's something ever. Holden, you're in a rut. Like, seriously, deeply, madly, mega in a rut. And it's driving me batty having you mope about the place like this. I know it's wrong, but I say it anyway. I can't help it. Where do you get off complaining about me moping? Some fuck ass stole my job, my Funplex, and Francine's dead. I'm not complaining because it annoys me. I'm scared because you're losing control of your temper, you're stewing in your anger, and it's not healthy. Seeing Juniper's concerned face makes me eat my words. Fuck, I'm sorry, Juniper. Knocking at the apartment door distracts us from the topic at hand. I'll get it. She's staging a friendship intervention. Weird. I don't think we're expecting any deliveries. Hey, Holden, guess who's here?
Hello.
My sexy boyfriend. Hello. See you are sporting the bedhead look, yes? I mean, it's not the first time you've seen seeing as the two of them just waltz right into the bathroom with my mouth full of still frosty with toothpaste and unwashed for a week pajamas on my bod. Hey, Percy. Don't worry, love. Honestly, this week I've been in the same boat emotionally.
Lovely.
Which is why I'd like to suggest we have a spot of lunch. It's fresh air. Reconnect now that troubled times have passed. Ah, Juniper, you can tag along if you like. Just a friendly outing. Oh, I wouldn't want to get in the way of your romance. She's got a thing for British accents. Thinking we can ramp into that sort of thing for now. I think we just need a quiet moment of reflect over tea. And biscuits? If you like.
Yeah.
Yay! Hold on, don't take too long getting ready, okay? But... yes, there's no avoiding it. Best I can do is play along. Try to be good company for Percy. It's unfair to keep pushing him aside like this. I switched from pajamas to actual normal clothes, even if my actual normal clothes could probably double as pajamas, and get ready to roll out. This is kind of like when me and Nana went on our little, like, weekend trip thinking that we would find tons of apartments and only ended up with one. But we had so much fun running around the mall and watching Ghostbusters and whatever. Three of us pile into a bus, taking off for destinations unknown. Unknown to me, at least they clearly know where they're going. I'm not particularly talkative on the way there, painfully aware of it. I feel awkward. Like, should I say something? But I don't know what to say. So Juniper carries on a conversation with Percy, the two of them content to chirp away without me. And because you can tell it's not really the New York subway because the signs aren't in Helvetica, that's the telltale mistake that it's just like Vancouver or something. I tried several times to join in the conversation, but when I open my mouth, the words are not there. I just want to scream. I can't sit around talking about font errors in movies, not when everything's completely fucked, not when everything I try to do fails miserably. Percy deserves better than this hot mess of a person he's tied himself to. Eventually, we arrive at our destination, a little arcade-themed restaurant combining games and alcohol and dining into one tidy package. Here we go! Unusually excited to be going to some rundown little dive. Juniper hurries on without me, dragging Percy with her. And I'm left all alone in the parking lot. With a shrug, I open the door and enter the darkened locale. I'm scared. Where everybody knows your name. Is this place even... Man, a nice snort. Is this place even open for business yet? No, the lights are on. It's a surprise party friendship intervention. I was so right. Okay, this is unnecessarily creepy. But before what? Oh, but before I can wonder if a giant animatronic bear is going to leap out and eat my face. Fast bear, you did it again. No, a different kind of bear is going to eat my Surprise! Happy intervention day, Holden! What? What she said. We're staging an intervention on your behalf. And we're also having a wake for Francine, since we weren't really welcome at her funeral and couldn't really hang around for the ceremony. Yeah, we didn't get the chance to heal properly, considering Deco kicked us all out before we could really do anything without anything. And here we are. So it's a wake and an intervention. I guess.
Maybe.
Exclamation point, yeah. A wake intervention? Really? You are the perfect person. I love you. You're my next romance option on my next playthrough. Yep, it was my idea. Well, my Iris came up with the idea and gave me all the contact information I needed, but basically my idea, right? Just a thing to pick you up when you're feeling down. Really? Seriously, kid? You've been a damn sad sack ever since things went to shit. Which, I get, believe me, but it ain't healthy. So we went ahead and rented out this place for the afternoon to bring the family back together for you, for Francine, and for all of us. Now that you know why we're all gathered here today, let's get this party started! Teo drags me into the group of my friends, positioning me at the head of it all. Leaving me a little bewildered, honestly, but trying to defend myself all the same. Look, I don't need you... Holden, you need an intervention. No, this is my fault. That fuckhead, that fuck-ass-head Deco is the one who stepped on all of our dreams, and then the universe took away Francine. And everything went wrong all at once. I'm allowed to be upset about that. And you should be too. And we are upset, but we're not getting totally lost in all that anger like you are. Holden, you're my best friend and I care about you, and I want to help you find your way out of this.
BFFs for life.
So, one by one, we're going to tell you how awesome you are and exactly why you're so awesome. And by the end, you'll be feeling a lot better. Hopefully. I hate being complimented without any sort of punishment at the same time. I owe it to them to sit and listen. They're my friends. Percy more so than that, even. I know I've been lousy company. I'm not so far gone as to deny that fact. Fine. Lay it on me. I'm listening. Allow me to begin, then. When you first entered the Funplex, I had my doubts. But I'm a naturally suspicious person. And thankfully, those doubts were really easily disproved by your skill and enthusiasm. You came looking for your dream and found it. I swore to protect that dream, and that promise is what brought me here today. Yeah, dude, Trap. She's your girl. And on your very first day, you went headfirst into the most chaotic situation the Funplex could have offered, a birthday party. You did so without hesitation. You put your body on the line to protect others when the Great Cupcake War of 20XX began. They were just cupcakes, Gavin. Yeah, she's 100% like Shrap material. I'm attempting to over-dramatize the event for comedic effect. Please allow me this moment of humor. I'm autistic as well. Right. When a disruptive parent was screaming at a child over something that wasn't his fault, you stepped right in and dealt with it. Again, no hesitation. Impressive. Since then, you've become an event manager, without goading, without prompting, showing great ambition. You turned the Funplex's fortunes around, giving your all to promote it. You made your dream a reality. For years, I was supposedly in charge of the Funplex, but really, all I accomplished was shuffling numbers around. You are the one who helped it soar. And for that, you have my thanks. You are an exceptional individual. That fact remains true, regardless of whether you can see it for yourself. Now I need the tissue! Me next! Remember when I screwed up and didn't tell you about the job opening at my office? You weren't mad. Not even a little bit. Not even quietly mad, like you could have been.
BFFs for life.
I know I can count on you and make you count on me, even when one of us makes a mistake. I can never shake that friendship apart. When I came to you wondering if I should leave that job I hated, you told me to follow my dreams. You gave me great advice and I've never been happier. I followed suit and chased my own dream. You inspire me.
Hello.
My gay boys! I love them! Are we fashionably late? Ben? Matt? You're in the flesh.
Ooh, what if?
Unless this world is a vast simulacrum. I know you'd cry at some point, whether it's Francine's death, being fired, the wake intervention, or your friendly neighborhood barista. Thank you. Simulacrum. But yes, there's emotion. I'm really bad at receiving compliments. What? That we're all just brains in jars? Could be.
Well, isn't that something?
Well, if that's the case, Holden is the cutest little brain in the jar we have never actually met. It's true, and they brought so many cute dates to our little shop. So nervous at first, but in time, they became part of the Twin Pines Mall family. Dearly missed. Oh, don't remind me. Our new neighbors are so boring. They never come in for a treat or a read. Speaking of treats, we brought cake. Well, we'll just be over here, getting the goodies ready. Don't mind us. Ooh, cake. My turn. Holden, you are a true friend of the Funplex.
Oh, frustrating.
Unlike the bastards who own it now. Positivity, Naomi. We're emphasizing positivity today. Right. Back at Donnawood, you convinced Gavin to get some games I really wanted for the Funplex. And wow, you even brought home Wyvern Keep. What a find!
Wonderful.
You're a friend of arcade games in general, just like me. And even if you don't love them at a fanatical level, like me, I know you love them all the same. I know you're not happy with how things turned out. I'm not really happy about it either. It sucks, but we did good things together in the time we had. We got autism at home, baby.
Hamza has arrived.
Hamza! Hamza, you're late. An event does not truly begin until Hamza makes his presence felt. Insert Lord of the Rings quote here.
My blood burns.
Holden, Hamza understands. If your blood burns, you should get that checked out. Holden, Hamza understands your fury. The hated enemy of all who loves arcades has despoiled your funplex. However, in our short time together, I saw a burning spirit in you. I accepted your offer to and keep recognizing that passion within you. Hamza would be shamed forever if he did not intervene and raise your spirits to the heights. And that is what he shall do. Oh, cake, excuse me a moment. Now I want cake. When do I get cake? Soon! But I have things to say first. Things that will hopefully inspire you to be a happy clam instead of a grumpy Gus. I'm a happy clam now. See, look at how I clam happily. Can I have cake? From our first day at the Funplex together, you've been supportive of me, even after I gave you quite the scare with Pinky. You didn't even let that bother you. And from that moment, we've tackled many a crisis on the Funplex floor together.
Amazing!
I've adored when we concoct hypothetical adventures on our downtime. You're amazingly fun to be around. Remember when I stuffed you in that totally adorable maid costume? Femboy rights! You could have fought it, but you embraced it. You're ready for anything and had a blast doing it. You worked so hard to make Sex in the Plex successful. That's the best orgy I've ever been to. I watched you put your blood, sweat, and tears into that. And in the end, it all came together, just how you planned. As the floor attendant on duty during Sex in the Plex, I got to see firsthand all the smiles you brought to all those people. You rocked it. I saw you helping that customer when their game crashed. Losing your high score due to faulty electronics is no fun, but you dealt with it and made that person's day. When I was being overwhelmed by ravenously parched gamers, you stepped up and made sure all those thirsts were quenched. You are a soda fountain of knowledge. You made the Funplex a fun place to be for everyone, for the staff, for the casual and pro gamers, for the families, for me. And I can honestly say that when you took over doing events at the Funplex, we've never had more fun. They've just been the best, all thanks to you. Oh, I forgot we still have cake. I need some of that. Ashley! After Ashley's speech, I hear a beep beep from my phone.
Hey, listen.
Hey, can I add my own US 2 cents? I take my phone from my pocket, prompting Iris's image to appear there, smiling away at me. You trusted me when you didn't have to. When I already shown I was super bad at figuring out the right way to do things. I'm happy to be your assistant, Holden. I'm learning more and more about how to be human, thanks to you. That's all. You can put me back in your pocket if you like. I'm good. I'm not all that hard to carry around it's not all that hard to carry my phone around like this. Oh, okay, thank you. Just when I thought the speaking was done, a lull in the wake intervention, the most important person to me takes the steps forward. My heart swells. I needed cracking up every time you say Sex in the Plex. Thank you. That was almost my stream title too. Like that day. Above all, you're my dearest love, Holden. I'd assumed that love was outside the scope of my life, that I couldn't possibly burden someone with my short years in that way. You taught me that I still have much to live for. I don't know how long we have together, but happy or sad or angry or glad, I fully intend to live those days out with you. All of us love you, in one way or another, and I'll carry on loving you past this intervention and beyond. Count on it. I'm speechless. Seems Holden has some thinking to do. This is pretty normal for them when they get that far away look. Shall we begin the wake for Francine then? There's cake and coffee and spirits from the bar. Cake! As if in slow motion, I watch them all switch their attention from me and redirect it towards the refreshments. They're all smiling, conversing, serving cake to another. None for me, thank you. Watching the blood sugar. Fuck me, this cake is amazeballs! All we need now is some rockin' tunes to get this party on the next level. All of them here to support me, even without the Funplex, even after everything was wrong, after Francine being taken from us too soon. I'd never really thought of myself as central in all of this. I was the outsider at first, the one who walked in those doors looking for a job, nothing more. I've always been on the outside, honestly, moving from town to town. Always the new kid, never really important to anyone. Not until I'd settled in one place just long enough to get to know Juniper. But by then I'd come to expect that I'd never be happy, so when I finally was happy and that got taken away, well, guess I'd assume that's how things go. Going with the flow. But now... I want to feel like celebrating again. All work and no play makes holding a dull D's nuts. All sour, no joy makes holding a true D's nuts. Maybe I don't want to be a true D's nuts. Maybe I want to laugh again. For real, not a hollow and harsh, the laugh of the dying. You need these? It's, I feel like how I'm feeling is what I'm going to process off camera. Yeah, just throwing that out there. I need to laugh at it all without hating it, so I laugh. It's like that episode of Grey's Anatomy after my favorite character died and they all started laughing in the middle of the funeral. Which earns me a few worried. They just lost it, Lux. You're right. We should celebrate. Celebrate Francine's life and celebrate what we had with the Funplex. We did good, you know? We did real good. That's worth raising a glass to. Who's with me? Smiles all around. You know what? It feels good to be back. For the next hour or so, my sadness fades away, piece by piece. We share stories, many of which we'd never heard before, about the Funplex, the shenanigans that went on all around it. Surprisingly, Ben and Matt spin the most tales about Francine's exploit. They've been neighbors for decades. The so-called wake intervention gives us all chance to heal and to bond. For all we've lost and all we still have, we are still together. Despite a little problem, which nobody wants to talk about. The hour grows late, and we only have this place rented for the afternoon. I can feel it in the air, the unspoken worry. Will we see each other again? No doubt we can arrange more get-togethers, but they'd all be reunions over what was lost. Not really building anything new, nostalgia, not progress. Without the Funplex, without Francine, will we eventually simply fall away? A dark little thought troubles me as I swirl my drink, remaining quiet while others talk.
Beep, beep.
Hey Iris, sup? I'm glad you're feeling better. Yeah, me too. I'm glad to. So, do you want me to start finding a new job? I can search while you're talking with your friends. No problem. I do need to get back to living my life, but what sort of life do I want to live? I want my dream back. I don't want a new job. I want my dream. My Funplex. Not just 4 walls and a bunch of games, but like a community. When I was a lifeguard, I saved lives and made a safe place for people to enjoy the pool with friends. I'm not done with that dream, and more importantly, I don't have to be done with it. All around me are pioneers of this community, this culture, technicians, designers, enthusiasts, investors, people with connections. And that's when the idea starts to form. Iris, you search for commercial spaces. One's for lease or rent. Huh. Of course. I'm a literal search wizard. Why?
Oh, I know.
Oh, I think I get it. I step away from my quiet corner and approach the group. I saw it coming. It's time to take back control over my dream. And that starts here. They're pretty cool. No. I'm not ready for this to end. The crowd hushes. When I grab their attention, I set my drink aside and step up to them. The Funplex was my dream. I came to see that in time. A wonderful place where friends could have fun together, away from their troubles and cares. I want to keep sharing that dream with you. There's only one way to make that a reality. We open our own arcade. Everyone in this room loved the Funplex and misses it dearly. We'll always miss Francine. But in honor of what we've lost, we need to keep fighting. I'm ready. Are you? Who'll help me start a new dream? I'd be honored to join your dream, Holden.
Woohoo!
The Funplex saved me in a lot of ways. I won't let it go so easily. I'd love to join you. As would I. Faced with the prospect of spending my remaining days at home or at some other arcade I'm absolutely in favor of. I may be a mere customer, but my heart called the Funplex home, and I'll call your new arcade home as well. You've got my thanks, both of you. Okay, this is no longer a Wakedervention, people. Now it's a conspiracy.
A Wakedervenspiracy.
God, I love her. It's a Wakedervenspiracy, sure, why not? We'll settle down around a table, a nice round one, to discuss the future. I'm leading the show, but I don't take the spotlight. Not this time. We all have to work together to make this dream a reality. This is it. The next few decisions are going to be critical in shaping the future I have in my mind's eye. I'll need to choose very, very carefully because there's no take-backsies. Iris is looking for spaces we can use, but we're going to need money, obviously, and arcades are risky startups. I always respond to one of my many Nigerian princes emailing me offers, but I'm thinking more traditional funding is safer. Wait to see if there's 4 people here who could foot the bill to get us off the ground. Hamza, you've got a tangled web of connections in the industry, access to games, plenty of cash, and freewheeling whimsy to spend.
Hamza must consider this.
Hamza is a man of resources indeed. Percy, you've been building a charity war chest for when you pass. I know an arcade isn't a sound investment, and hardly a charity, but you promised me Mr. Moopy would always have a home. If I can restore that home, I'm game, love. Ben, Matt, you two know how to run a small business. You've got invaluable knowledge and resources we could draw from, if you're willing to dip a toe in this industry. We have been looking to new horizons to conquer, new lands to explore.
There would be caveats.
Terms,
Conditions.
exemptions,
Understandable.
Rules.
guidelines,
Best practices.
worst practices.
That's not a thing.
Oh. Hamza would likewise have conditions. As would I.
Understandable. Of course. Let me hear your thoughts, then I'll decide. Decision 1. Funding and direction. In order for me to have back your play, Hamza would require you to strike at the very heart of Deco Nami's empire, and open a family restaurant alongside your arcade, and take from him the very business he adores so much. Oh, no doubt, you got it. We don't know the first thing about running a restaurant. We got Ben and Matt. Thankfully, your business partner does. I own several restaurants. I would provide staffing and resources.
No risk, no reward.
Now, this is a risky play, but if it succeeds, the rewards shall be tremendous. Actually, that's similar to what Matt and I had in mind. Oh, yes, but rather than a restaurant, well, we'd like to open a barcade. I've always wanted to run a bar. I'd raise a glass to that idea. After all, sometimes you want to go where everybody knows you're... And they're always glad you came. Now, it wouldn't be nearly as large scale as a family restaurant, much safer. Not quite as profitable, but still quite tidy. Honestly, I prefer if you simply ran a video arcade, nothing more. Adding on extra seems like a recipe for failure. We know how to operate a simple, small-scale arcade, so why not stick with our strengths? I'll grant it has a lower ceiling for success than the others. It's just an arcade and won't pull anybody looking for more. Low risk, low reward. But I'd say that would be my condition. We need to stick to basics. Oh, fuck. Okay, quick save. Hold the phone. So take a big gamble on Family Restaurant, Cozy Barcade, or Classic Video Arcade. I want the Barcade. He won't dump me for making a choice, right? This decision is going to affect the entire direction of the adventure. What do I want? What's my Oh, yeah. Oh, God. It's 11:30. Why don't we make this decision next week? What do you guys say? I'm going to think on it. Right now, I kind of want the Barcade, though. I just want to make sure Percy doesn't... Oh, yeah. Who doesn't want to open a... Yeah! No, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to think about it. Or, well, not a word. We will speak of it after stream. Okay. Yes. I did a save point, so we will open tomorrow with a big decision. Which one did Hamza Beck choose? That one, because Hamza wants this one. Ben and Matt want this one. Percy wants this one. So I'm like, I love all these ideas. Yikes. So we'll play this again tomorrow. If you guys are interested in watching more of this, since Stardew is not Stardewing it for us tomorrow. I'll have to change the update on Discord. Who are we gonna raid? 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 Oh, that's someone we haven't raided and I haven't talked to in a while. Back in ye olden days, I was raided by a lovely gentleman by the name of Vincent Page. It was my first Ocarina of Time stream, and his entire group came in, gave me a level 5 hype train the moment they raided in. Like, just threw their money at me, boom. And I was shocked, stunned, because it was literally a week after I had lost my job and my apartment. So, pertinent to the story I had told, about an hour ago. So, why don't, even if we don't share monetary love, we can share at least our emotional love, because I know that we're all, like, relatively fiscally not in a great place, but either way, we can give some emotional love to Vincent Page, give him a big old raid, tell him that he's a wonderful person. He's playing Twilight Princess! So it comes full circle. So let's give Vincent Page a raid, and I will see you guys tomorrow. If you haven't heard it yet today, please remember that I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic night. Bye.